Stern is one of New York City's most controversial celebrities. No, not Leona Helmsley. He is outrageous. He's on radio. He's now on television. He's, I think, one of the best talk show hosts around, Mr. Howard Stern.
Good morning. Good morning, my friends. The show that never ends. The show that never ends. Could have sworn we were just here. I don't know. I go to bed like 8 o'clock at a beat. I think it's psychological with me. Tell me I'm going to Scores today, and I bet you I'd wake right up. Right? Exactly.
That energy.
I get that energy going. You know what? I don't want to get too involved in any kind of conversation because I got to take a small break, short break, and then we'll be back and we'll start things off right after these words.
It's the Howard Stern Show. Here's Howard.
Thank you. Yeah. Whose voice was that? Was that the deep voice guy?
Yeah.
Yeah? Sounded good. He didn't sound so affected. I like the way he read that.
Sort of catches you by surprise when he just says, "Here's Howard."
Yeah, Paul Turner. Born with a deep voice. Very gifted. It's real funny when you see him, too, because he's so goofy looking.
He looks like he should have a high voice.
Yeah, he does. I want to say something I wanted to tell you about. I can't remember what it is.
I guess it's gone.
Yeah. I got to do that Sue Simmons contest. Maybe I'll take some phone calls. What are you doing in here, Gary?
Well, you had a couple of things you wanted to do, and I wasn't sure what you were going to get to.
Yeah.
If you were going to do the Sue Simmons contest, I'd say...
You're right. Okay. You were just annoying me.
Not on purpose.
I know.
I thought you were going to talk about this woman.
Yeah, there's this really hot model who was in play. Wants to come on our show.
Oh, yes. Are we going to talk to her?
Well, Gary called over there, and I don't know. He somehow got a vibe that, like, she's a serious girl or something. I don't know.
Not serious, but I have a note here that I heard Howard say yesterday. Say, ask her if we could tie her to a chair and cut her clothes off with a scissor.
Right.
And I didn't feel comfortable asking that because she's not a stripper. She was in Playboy once. She's an actress.
You talked to her personally?
No, I spoke to her people. Oh. And I said, she was an actress and that she's going to Congress to get some legislation passed about using models' pictures for 900 number ads.
Without their permission. And all of a sudden, it just didn't seem like a real good time to ask if we could tie her to a chair. And he got all uptight about asking.
He was talking to a publicist.
Yeah.
It wasn't even like it was the girl.
Yeah, right. But so the guy said she's a serious actress now, and she's trying to make the move from model to actress.
Just imagine you had a part that had, for an actress, that had the woman being tied to a chair and her clothes cut off with a scissor.
Yeah. But we don't.
But then Gary just didn't book her, and now she'll never be on.
Oh.
No, we can go book her. I can book her today.
No, but I want to know what's going to happen. I don't want to just have her sitting here talking about legislation for Congress.
And that's the vibe I got. That was what was going to happen. I didn't think she was into. I said, so she's not a stripper, or she's not into getting naked. And they were like, no, not really. That's not what she does.
They said that?
Yeah.
Oh.
What's her name again?
Naraya Davis.
Naraya.
Same thing as the girls from PETA. Just trade her nudity for airtime.
I could make that offer. I mean, I never.
I don't know. I just wanted her to sit in a chair and I cut her clothes off.
Yeah, right.
That's all I wanted to do.
If you can't do that, you don't want her?
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, she looks great and everything, but what's to talk about? What are we going to talk about? Legislation in Congress?
I was going to say it seems like she has a lot of issues.
Yeah, and you know what? My issue is seeing her naked. My agenda rules.
I don't see why Gary couldn't just say, well, will she take her clothes off while she's here? That's all Howard wants. She said she'd do Howard any time.
Yeah.
That was her thing.
She said she'd be on the show anytime.
Right.
I'd do Howard.
Her answer, he said, it says right here, we'd ask her what she'd like to do. Her answer, the Howard Stern Show, anytime he wants me.
Right.
But that doesn't mean I'll rip all my clothes off. I can make a call today.
You could have said, well, will she do anything to get here?
Why don't you tell her the list of stuff we want to do to her. Where is the list?
I have it inside. That's the list for a different woman. But
It's a list for every woman, Gary.
okay.
Oh, God, you're stupid.
No.
God, you're so stupid.
Well, I can't have her moan to track. That was one of the things. But
Why not? All right, listen, get out. I can't take it. I can't talk to you right now. We'll just do Simmons later. I just can't talk to you.
you call.
No. So why would I call?
Well, what are you going to do?
Now he wants me to do his job, too. You call. He wants me to do his job now.
You're so embarrassed by it that you want me to do it, but it's not that easy to call people.
Well, then give up your job and have somebody else do it. What do you want from me? That's what I need you for. I mean, what do you want? There's a lot of things I don't like doing. That's why I hire people. It's a concept that I don't like doing it, so therefore I'm going to pay you to do it.
He's never gotten that concept.
No. Then you do it. I don't want to do this. Then what do I need you for? He's a whack job. Oh, man, I got so mad at him yesterday. What? I go from really liking him to getting mad at him. Why?
Yeah.
He just made a mess of something. He comes to me and he says, "Hey, Howard." Now, he's been working for me for like 15 years. "Howard, do you want to have, evidently Sega, you know the game Sega?
Yes.
The game company?
Mm-hmm.
Evidently Sega is coming out with a new cable channel where you'll, like when it's hooked into you, you'll probably be one of the first people to get it, Robin, because you're wired for everything. But it'll be an interactive channel. You'll have a Sega control panel in your house, and you'll just call in, and you'll turn to that channel, and it'll offer you a menu. And you'll pick one of the Sega games, and you'll play it.
Sounds good.
So Gary comes to me, and he says, "Bull, there's a new Sega channel. You want to try it?" You know, me, I run around here like with a chicken with my head cut off. I remember he asked me when he was at his desk, and I was running around, and I said, "Oh, yeah, what's that all about?" So he says, "It's a new channel, and you could try it out for a while." Now, I could swear he even told me that they're a sponsor, but he claims he didn't. So that's an argument that, you know, he could be like Dennis Font. No, not yet. No, I told you to leave.
I'm not leaving on this one, because you're so off base on this.
No, I'm not, Gary.
I was here for part of this
Good.
conversation.
Thank you. Didn't he say it was a sponsor?
Yes.
And I said,
He did. I know it. Thank God I got a witness.
Oh, she's a liar.
I asked you 20 times if it's a sponsor.
Oh, absolutely not.
And she told me Bucky's. You think it's one of Bucky's.
Why would
Gary, I swear, you get confused.
Out and out lied.
She's not.
She's just out
Say
and out
I swear to God.
I swear to God.
I knew it.
was a sponsor.
Yes, Gary, stop for a second. Gary,
No way.
don't get defensive. You really did.
I did not.
I always ask.
I did not.
I always ask.
You
Because,
said, what is this all about?
right. You were there. It was in the office.
Why did I say they're a sponsor?
Because you space out. You're very busy, and
Gary,
you don't think.
hardly knew what it was at
I
the
knew
time, and you
exactly
always like to answer questions.
You do.
Robin, you just lied. You're a piece
Robin,
of crap.
I told him that he told me it was a sponsor. You know, I don't have any. Thank God I got somebody to back me up. I walk into this guy and he tells me it's a sponsor. I would never even accept this. Listen to this.
They want you to try it out, so when you talk about it on the air, the whole rap.
Right. He gave me a rap on it. I'm telling you. He even told me it was.
I can't believe he's carrying on like this.
I know, but you see what it is? When it's his word against mine, everyone assumes that I just don't know what I'm talking about. He does this to me all day. I thought you were leaving.
Not true.
Gary, honestly,
this is the scariest thing Robin's
I
ever
swear.
done. It's the scariest thing you've ever done.
But Gary, I'm telling you,
No,
I
it
remember the
didn't happen.
conversation
So
with you.
two of us are wrong.
Gary, wait a second.
Howard doesn't know.
Stop. That stink is in here again.
Howard doesn't know.
Can we
what
get rid of
happened.
this garbage
He
can?
wants it to happen.
No.
So I could be wrong.
Gary,
You're just going to lie for
Gary,
him.
I don't take product. First of all, let's assume you're right. You didn't tell me. Where is your brain? You know that I don't accept anything from someone who's not a sponsor.
I don't know that. And then,
Of course you do. You're working for me for 15 years.
Why did you go to that movie the other day?
No. When I'm not talking about going to see a movie. I'm talking about I can go see a movie. That's a $7 movie. I can't accept a whole Sega channel from somebody.
I did not know that. And
you don't know that? How could you not? We've had this discussion a million
We've
times.
never had this discussion.
You see me taking things from people who are not.
I don't know.
You don't know.
I don't know.
I know. You don't know a thing. This is my problem with him. He just doesn't know. He doesn't know what to do. It reeks in here.
I don't know.
I have 2 minutes. Tell me all you know.
I don't know.
Goddamn liar.
Robin is not a liar. So I walk into the
Just
office.
because I don't agree with him,
I know.
I'm a goddamn liar.
Yeah, right. So I walk into the office, and he says to me, the Sega Channel is going to be on the air. I know what he said. Believe me, I wouldn't accept something that isn't going to be on the air. And you know what? Even when it is a sponsor, I don't want anything to do with it. I don't want the product. But he kept hocking me with this, do you want this Sega Channel? Do you want this Sega Channel?
I even remember him coming back again, and he didn't know whether it was TV or computer.
Yeah, he didn't.
But that didn't happen. I didn't see it.
Right, I know.
Goddamn liar.
Right. I know, and he's telling me that I don't know what I'm talking about, so what am I supposed to do? Now I'm in the embarrassing situation. So listen to this. So I finally said, hey, it's a client. They want me to check it out so I can talk about it on the air. My kids would probably love to use it. So I'll try it out for a couple of months, the Sega Channel. And then they have to send a guy to install it in your house, he tells me, and all this stuff. I said, no, you know what? Jeff Schick's the IBM guy. Maybe he'll help me out with it because it's a computer thing. And Jeff says he can handle it. So I go home, I see this Sega Channel, and it's great. It's all installed. And I'm telling you, it's a big menu, but it's a big computer box and a whole thing because it's not set up on Long Island yet, so we have to do it through computer. It's not the way it's going to work in your house. So then all of a sudden there's like a contract that has to be signed saying that, you know, that I'm responsible for all the equipment in case it's damaged. And I go, this doesn't sound like anything that I've ever been asked to do by a client. What? I don't want this obligation. Let's get this thing out of here. So I call up Gary. I have Laura, my assistant, call up Gary and say, what kind of client is this? I mean, why am I signing? I mean, I didn't ask for this. I don't want this. I don't want this responsibility. I don't know what this thing's worth. It could be worth. I don't know what it's worth. Well, maybe I have to put my house up for collateral. I don't know. I don't want to be.
Why would you automatically assume it's a client if somebody hadn't said that to you?
Right, because I would never. First of all, I never would accept something from someone because you know what they're going to expect? A free mention every day. And I can't represent that. If somebody lends me the Sega system, I can't represent that I am going to sit there and do free commercials for them. I don't own the radio station. I don't think it's proper. So. I get this whole thing installed. It takes, a long time to install, get it all set up. And I see this contract. So I say to Fafafui, what is this contract? I go, this is a client, right? He goes, oh, no. They just wrote a letter asking if you wanted to use it. And now, he gets a letter like that, and he doesn't know that I can't accept something like that? Where's his head? He knows I can't accept something like that. Why didn't he just give me the letter? I don't know what he's doing with the letter. Just give me the letter. And I remember 27 times asking him if it's a client.
There was no letter.
What was it?
There wasn't a letter. The publicist for the Sega Channel.
And you don't know I can't accept that?
I told you that. I told you that so many times.
No, Gary, you just didn't.
I just absolutely did.
Gary, then why would I accept it if I didn't know it was a publicist?
You don't even know that I told you that. You want to think that.
I got a witness, an eyewitness who's telling me the same thing. You told me it was one of the accounts of the station. You did.
There's no reason for me to tell you because it just wasn't.
You just didn't listen to the question.
I knew that up front. I knew right.
And if you knew it, you should have said to me, Howard, you can't accept this.
I don't tell you what to do.
No, excuse me.
I never tell you what to do.
Listen to me. In the 10 or 15 years that you know me.
I don't know. I wish I could think.
Have I ever taken something from anybody? What did I have you do the other day? Did I have you return a printer? Why did I have you return that printer?
I'm not sure.
A company decides to send me a computer printer, a portable printer in the mail. I said, I can't take this.
That's one of the reasons is why I sent it back. That is one of the reasons.
That's the only reason you sent it back.
I thought the other reason was because we already got 3 of the same one as well.
No, it's not the same. And I don't have 3 of the same ones as well. I don't even know what you're talking about. What do I have 3 of the same?
Didn't we get like
no
for your birthday?
No, it's a portable printer. I don't need it. I don't want it. And they're not a sponsor of the station. And even if they were a sponsor of the station, I have trouble taking it. I don't want to owe anybody anything. He doesn't know this about. I don't know how he could not know this. He gets a call from a publicist. You just say, Howard, are you a sponsor of the station? I'll refer you to the sales department. He knows this. He knows this.
I don't know this.
And you were in the office when the phone call came in.
No, there was no phone call. There was no letter.
Not when the phone call. He was doing his thing. I was behind him, and he said to me, Wolf, you want to say this is the movie? I said, oh, is it a client? Yeah, it's a client. I never said it. You did. You did. Gary, I remember it. I remember it.
Swear on my mother it never happened. I swear on my mother's life.
You got Robin who heard it and I heard it. Robin doesn't know anything.
I got Robin's book. Wasn't yesterday wasn't Robin like kooky? Now all of a sudden she's like the world.
She's got a great memory.
For what? You just said everything in her book isn't true. What memory does she have? You said Howard Stern said everything in Robin's book is not true.
Yeah, but that has nothing to do with her memory.
Of course it does.
No, does she made that stuff up?
No, she claims she remembers that it happened.
No.
Her words, Robin's
She even admitted to me in private she made it
No,
up.
wait a second.
Liar.
Robin's exact words were, hey, that's the way I remember it happened.
All I know is I got a memory, and I remember you saying it to me. Because in my 20 years in show business, if you want to call it show business, I've never yet accepted anything unless it's a client of the station.
I just think I made it.
So you don't know this. You don't know it.
Mm-hmm.
You're oblivious to anything I do. And I know what you said to me because I wouldn't even get started with Sega if I didn't know that they were going to be on the air with us with this product. Gary, I'm not going to argue with it. On 2 counts, you should know automatically that you can't get a phone call from a publicist and line me up with, I don't know, $200,000 worth of equipment or whatever it is.
That's what it was, $200,000.
You got to see this whole rig. There's a huge computer rig in my house.
Okay, I didn't know. It wasn't mine to. I just.
It wasn't you. All right, listen to me. Don't pass me any information like that. That's what I'm telling you. I can't accept that. You know this.
No, I don't know that.
And I am telling you, I was in the office. I don't remember Robin being there, but I remember me being in there.
I remember Robin
and me
being
asking you. Listen, I don't want to spend so much time on it. My point
then why
is,
did you even bring it up?
You can leave.
No, but leave. What are you going to hammer me about on the air? Why bring it up at all?
Why did I bring it up on the air?
Why does the whole country have to know this?
Because it's important that they know that I have an office that's in disarray.
No, it's important they know that you're a dictator.
Oh, I'm a dictator. No, you're a dick. I'm a tater.
Right.
Right.
I'm trying to get the second
half.
All
right, get out. You do your job horribly.
Papa Flunky.
What did he scream just now?
I don't know. I mean, I stood there, and I remember saying to him, is this a client? Oh, yeah. He told me it's Bucky's client. He tells me things. He just says things. So then I said, oh, my God, I've gone through all this trouble.
And now they got to take it out.
I'm going to have to unhook the whole damn thing. I didn't know any of this. And then I wanted to call up Tom Chiusano and say, hey, listen, this is what happened. It's a blunder.
Mm-hmm.
Because Chiusano's got to know about it, and now I got to have it all unhooked.
What is he screaming about? Did he or did he not create this fiasco?
Of course he created it, because first of all, he knows already. I can't accept stuff from some guy who calls up and says, hey, you want the Sega Channel for free?
Even if, all right, let's say, the worst case scenario, we are both wrong, he never said that.
Yeah.
He has to, his job is to make it clear to you what's going on.
I know, and I had 27 discussions about this Sega with him, that it was a client, and he told me it was. Because he doesn't know what he's talking about. He told me it was Bucky's account. That's my story. I don't know what his story is. He's yelling that you're a liar and you don't know what you're talking about. You were there.
Absolutely.
Because it was one of those days where we were all in the office and it was crazy, and he kept blurting out Sega Channel, Sega Channel, Sega Channel.
The day I remember wasn't in the office. I wasn't there when this call came in, but I remember him sitting there at the table.
Right.
And he had his little Post-its, stuck to his pad.
Right, Mr.
And he
Organized.
kept flipping through them, and he goes, oh, and Sega. They're coming on, and they want to put a thing in your house.
Yeah.
They're starting this game channel.
So I said,
in fact, he didn't even know whether it was games. He just said Sega, and I don't know.
And they're coming on, and they're coming on. Yeah. So I just said, for once, they're coming on. I'll have something to talk about. Why not?
Yeah, my kids might like it.
Yeah, my kids do love it. And then they thought they were getting it for a couple of months. And yesterday they're playing it, and I came in and I go, I think we got to take this thing out by tomorrow. I think we only get it for a day. And my kids are like, what?
Oh,
they're like, we're just getting into it.
Used to it.
Yeah. Where's Tom? Hey, Tom. This is our general manager. So now I got to deal with Tom on it. There's always a little fiasco going on. And I'm sorry, I'm pinning this on Gary. I'm not taking the fall for this one. So I was told that this, I say, you heard the whole conversation.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So I got to return this somehow, but man, it's a major job returning it. So I'll get it out to them in about a week or so.
I mean, what did they send you?
Well, first of all, the Sega Channel is going to be, it's going to be hooked up eventually into everyone's home through their cable system. The problem is right now cable systems don't carry it, so it's a whole big computer.
Seems like a lot.
Yeah, it's a terminal like what they're going to...
It's a whole system. It is not even patched into your computer.
Right. It's its own separate computer.
So you have like the mother computer that they'll eventually use to feed all the homes.
Exactly.
House in your house.
No wonder they were having you sign a contract.
Yeah, and I'm like, I said, what kind of client makes me sign a contract? Yeah. I mean, I'm using this thing because they told me to. Now I'm signing on a contract.
This is the whole thing this morning is the first I've heard of it.
Yeah, I know. But I was under the impression that this was Bucky's account.
No.
That this is what they were pressuring me to do it.
I mean, as far as I know, Sega is not an advertiser.
Oh, okay.
Although they have been for the last 20 minutes.
Yeah, that's true. Well, all right. So there, they got a plug. I mean, Sega's not giving me a system because I'm a great guy. They're giving it to me because I have a radio show. What do you think they expect?
Yeah.
They expect mentions.
Right. I think they got everything they were looking for.
Well,
can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
How come
you don't know this? That's what Sega's expecting is mentions?
I don't know what.
Why do you think? Let me ask you a question. You're a smart guy.
How come we go to Scores?
You're a bright guy.
How come we go to Scores and they're not a sponsor?
I'll tell you in a minute. I'll tell you the difference.
It's good for the air, right?
No, I'll tell you the difference.
The difference is
I cleared it with Tom ahead of time.
You have.
And I've sat. Yeah.
Okay.
He knows about it.
Right.
It's okay. All right. Now, let me tell you something about any company out there. Do you think, let me ask you, when I was in high school, do you think that Sega contacted me in high school and said, you know what, you seem like a really down-to-earth guy. Right. We would like you to have a free system. Do you think that happens? Okay,
but let me
just answer the question. I'm asking the question, then you can ask questions.
Okay, fine. I got one.
When I was in college, do you think that anybody contacted me and said...
Howard, nobody did anything for you before you, Howard Stern. We've established that.
Okay, now I have a radio show. It's a very popular show. We know that.
Right.
Why do you think Sega would contact me without contacting Tom about advertising? Why do you think they'd want me to use their brand new system? Take a guess. Take a guess. I asked the question.
Why do you think that you're on the mailing list?
You're asking me a question.
Why do you think you're on the mailing list of millions of movie companies that don't advertise, that send you movies, and then you get on the air and say they're great movies because that's the way you feel?
Right.
But you're on there. What do you think? They're sending it to you you're a nice guy?
I am a movie reviewer. In a sense, I give my opinion on things.
They're sending it to you in the hopes that you'll talk about it.
No.
You're not a movie reviewer.
Excuse me.
Don't delude yourself. You're not Ebert.
No, excuse me something. You don't know what I am, Gary. You are a moron. A moron doesn't know what anybody is.
You're not a movie
For
reviewer.
a living, I talk. I'm not a movie. I don't give my opinion. Listen, jackass.
It's a thin argument.
You are so stupid.
It's a thin argument.
It's not a thin argument. I cannot accept a $200,000. I don't know what this computer is. I cannot accept things like that. You don't know the difference between going to see a movie.
No, but okay. So if you're in a movie,
is part of pop culture. Everyone goes to see the movies. Therefore, I comment on movies. So as far as the Sega system, no, wrong. The Sega system is a different thing. It's completely different. It's a lot of hardware. It's a big, expensive item. It's a luxury item. It's like I can't accept a car from Mercedes-Benz because they want me to mention it. It's an implied thing. A movie is one thing. It's a $7 item. You understand?
$7 every week for 2 years.
No. It's a $7. Would you explain the rules to this maniac?
There is a line.
He's my producer. That's what scares me.
I mean, I don't want to jump in, and get on Gary, but I mean, there's a difference between a $7 movie.
He doesn't see it.
Tom,
$500.
I swear to you, I never told them it was a client. I swear on my son's life.
You do? Then your son is going to drop dead because you just lied.
He's not. I would never lie.
Somebody call the hospital. Get ready.
I just cannot believe how Robin could just jump on that.
She doesn't lie. You know she doesn't.
Gary,
you think she's making that up? She sat there.
Why would I do that? Why would I do that?
Why would she do it?
Because this is a great 30-minute
No, because she would say she didn't hear it.
Why would she do it?
She'd say, I don't know anything about it, but you two always have this problem.
Whether you said it was a client or not, but I heard you say they're coming on and they want you to try this out and they want to put it into your house so you can see
I would even guess that Jackie was sitting there when you said it, too, because I remember saying to myself, Jackie probably wants one of these.
Robin, you and I, one time, you and I discussed it 3 times.
Jackie, can I ask you something? Were you a witness to any of this? And be honest.
I might have been in the room because I remember the word Sega, but I was paying no attention.
He mentioned it a second time when Jackie and I were in the room, and that time is when he told you it was they had to bring the computer or hook it into your computer.
I would take a polygraph.
Because
I would be more than willing to take a polygraph.
In your own,
I would take one.
Because you're a cabbage head, you probably would pass. You probably don't remember saying. You don't know what you say.
I know.
I am telling you, I don't accept gifts like that unless it's a client and it's a specific reason because I'm going to talk about it. What? Hello?
Both.
Oh, here's Gary Puppet.
I'm so happy in my life's work, and my job in life is making you miserable.
Yeah. It is.
You're good at it.
Listen.
He left.
Gary left when the puppet came out.
You don't need him anymore.
Drove him out of the room. Here's my point. I'm telling you, listen.
I was there, and he certainly didn't
right.
sit and say a publicist from Sega called
No.
and they'd like to give you a system.
I know.
He never said that.
I can't accept systems.
I will swear to that.
And he knows that. He's heard me on a million times say, Gary, I can't accept something like that.
At this point, after this half-hour conversation about Sega, they should almost turn you down when you say you're going to send it back, but you should send it back.
No, I'm going to send it back. But what I'm telling you is it's going to take me about a week or so because I got to get Jeff to do it, and he's busy with IBM and all that. Okay.
No problem.
Good. Just so you're aware.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. I'm signing contracts on this thing. I'm going, I got to call Baba Booey. Why is the client having me sign a contract?
It never occurs to him that there's a big mistake and it must be him if you're calling him saying, what is this contract all about?
Since he's been working for me, he has never once admitted to making a mistake. He has never once. All of a sudden, I went out of my mind and said, hey, I'm going to accept a publicist's gift. I'm going to throw my career out the window for a stupid game that I don't even play.
I just love Sega so much.
Yeah, I got to have that. I can't afford to buy a Sega system for my house. I can't afford to buy some Sega. What is that, Gary Puppet?
Wolf, did I happen to mention to you that NASA wants to name a rocket ship after you because you're so handsome?
Oh, is that right?
I swear.
Uh-huh. Hey, Gary Puppy, you're not stupid. You're not stupid squared. You're stupid cubed.
Well, I know I'm a barren brain, a dead dome, a blank brain, a dense skull, monsoon mouth idiot. Stop me when I go too far.
Let me ask you something. In all the time that you've known me, have you ever seen me accept something from an outside source that wasn't a client?
Absolutely
that wasn't coming out to advertise?
No.
I mean, aside from a book or
there has been a lot of conversation about how he sent back a number of things.
Right, but Gary doesn't know about it. Gary says, I never heard of that.
I don't know that.
I don't know that, he says. I don't know that. How could you not know that after working with me for 15 years?
We constantly sit around talking about payola and plugola and all of that stuff.
Yeah, I'm going to come in here and do a commercial for Sega every day.
And he can't make the leap that Sega wants to put it in your house because they want you to talk about it.
Right.
And that would be wrong.
Yeah, how am I going to reward these guys for doing this? Yeah, I won't talk about it. They'll be real thrilled.
Yeah, that they just want to give this to you.
Yeah. Oh, and he doesn't know about any of this. He's never heard this before. He's never heard this before. He says he's never heard this before. This is what he just said.
He doesn't know that.
I don't know that. I just take the phone calls.
I got a call from a publicist.
How come? That's why Morty makes so much more money than Gary. Because Morty knows Letterman can't accept it. You think Letterman accepts a Sega system? He doesn't know. He's clueless. There's his sign on the door, Baba Booey. See it? Baba Booey. I got a big sign to remind him of who he is. Baba Booey. I put that up yesterday. Isn't that great? One of our listeners sent that in. Baba Booey. He doesn't know. He doesn't know anything about how I run the office back there.
And you're supposed to catch every mistake he makes.
Yeah.
Now he's screaming at you.
Yeah.
You're the one that's wrong. You didn't catch me.
How come you take a movie? How come you watch a movie? You're not a Siskel and Ebert.
That's a thin argument.
How come you go to school? Yeah.
That's a thin argument, boss. That's a thin argument. You are no Ebert.
And Robin, you're a liar.
Yeah, and he doesn't know that I'm a movie reviewer. I'm anything I want to be.
I'm sitting there saying to myself, what is a better plug for a movie than for you to say, I really enjoyed it.
Right.
You are totally tapped into your audience and its likes and dislikes.
Right.
But you're not a reviewer.
No. I'll bet you I'm better than Ebert.
You're no Ebert, boss.
How come you can take a $7 movie, but you can't take a $200,000 computer?
All right, $7 over 365 days in 12 years.
Yeah, did you hear that logic? Okay. That was great logic. Yeah, I know. We're going to pull that and play that.
I'm a human calculator.
Yeah, Gary Puppet, what are you, the human calculator?
I'm a human calculator.
Oh, I was so crazed last night when I heard all this. I was out of my skin. I was just like, what is he doing now? And my kids are digging this thing, and it's like...
But you've got a whole big contraption there, too.
Yeah.
Needs now an expert to come take it out.
Yeah.
Not like pulling out a plug.
No, I can't just pull out the plug and wheel it back in. And you know what? Even though they were coming on the air, I wasn't even going to do this. I just said, for once, let me have some fun.
Yeah, I mean, you were a little bit like, well, what does it take? You know, it's like you didn't even want to go through the hassle of it.
No, I didn't.
But I'm sure he doesn't remember all that.
No. And none of this, I didn't hear him. This is some publicist who dreamt this up.
Never.
It was a client of the station. But he doesn't remember. He's going to take polygraph tests, and he's swearing on the life of his kid.
I have a memory like an Etch-a-Sketch. I shake my head and I forget everything, Wolf.
You know what? He has a terrific memory, Gary, but the problem is he doesn't...
It's stupid crap.
Right.
That's
it's
it.
dumb crap.
Remember that scene in Scarface when he gets in the car and he's eating the yogurt and
Right.
he looks at him and he says, "Look at you, you effing F."
Right.
Look at you now.
He remembers movie things. Gary can walk in and actually memorize movie scenes.
And remember the tracking shot from Citizen Kane?
Yeah.
Which denotes like the passage of time when Citizen Kane's marriage is breaking up with his wife?
But he doesn't know.
It's unbelievable.
But he doesn't...
Yesterday.
Yeah, what happened yesterday? What happened on the show yesterday?
I have to go eat a Fig Newton. That's brain food.
Thank you, Gary Puffin.
Don't mention it.
All right. Don't mention it.
Big Newton is brain food.
Oh, was I going nuts yesterday? I'm sitting at home like pounding my head into the wall. And my kids are playing this Sega and going wild for it.
And then you're trying to figure out how to from it.
Yeah, and I'm pumping them up. I'm like, because like Jeff was telling me, you're the first kids on Long Island to ever play this. It hasn't even been put on anywhere. It's just in testing, and they're all excited, and they're inviting their friends over, and then all of a sudden, I see this contract I got to sign, and I said, wait a second, this doesn't sound right. What client would do this? Call up Gary. I never said it was a client. I was just like,
full high.
You start to hyperventilate.
Yeah, I was just like, what? No, you told me it was a client. No, I didn't. No, I didn't.
Must have been somebody else with big, huge, smelly choppers.
And I'm looking at this contract. I signed a smaller contract when I signed up for my movie. It was like 97.
Man.
I'm just like, what is this? I got to go get an attorney. I tell you, another fine mess. I'll be back right after these words.
We'll return to the Howard Stern Show after these messages. 97.1 The Eagle.
646 at the Eagle. This is Brad Baxter. Eagle weather. It's 650 at 97.1 The Eagle.
Call Howard on the Eagle's toll-free line, 1-800-54-STERN. It's the Howard Stern Show. Here's Howard.
Drop dead.
What was that?
That was Gary. I'm trying to call him back in the office.
Oh, boy. He's not speaking to us?
Idiot Central. Head idiot speaking.
Hi, I'm calling from Toshiba Cameras. I have 20 free cameras.
Stop
for
right
Howard.
there. Say no more. Send them all over.
We would like to give Mr. Stern
We don't care. Whatever
free
you want.
cameras, so he'll mention them on the air.
He'll plug it ad nauseum. Just send them over. Send 2 extra for Gary.
When have you ever heard me plug that kind of stuff or do that kind of stuff?
I've never heard you plug that kind of
That's
stuff.
right. We want to send over some free cameras, and I'm also calling for American Airlines. We want to give you free tickets to anywhere in the world. And a plane.
Your own private plane.
We'll at least have a full tank of gas.
Yeah.
Then send it over.
Yeah. And we have a ticket for your Mr. Stern's monkey as well. We've seen him on the E! Show. Thank you.
You're welcome.
He didn't come in here during the commercials. He usually comes in to produce.
Oh, really?
Yeah. He didn't come in. Hey, I'm sorry. Major faux pas. What he's doing back there, making deals. you know why I know?
What do you have for both today?
You know what? You know why I know he's lying? Because he knows that I don't accept things like that.
Yeah.
He knows that, and he says he doesn't know that.
Well, he conveniently forgets most of what he knows all the time.
All right, Gary, come in. Is Billy here? Okay, because he's part of this, too. Hey, Gary, come in here with the Sue Simmons contest. Let's put the rest of this behind us.
Yeah, because I thought we had determined that Billy's probably the winner.
We don't know that for sure.
Oh, okay.
Are we
Hey,
done?
yeah.
Can we talk about Sue Simmons?
Yeah, hey, by the way, there's a guy calling me later.
Accept it.
And he's got some...
Whatever he wants.
I think he's from Hewlett Packard. He wants to give me free LaserJet printers.
Yeah. Well, then go get him.
So you decide whether or not I should have them. Don't check with Tom, because that'll ruin everything.
I wouldn't dare think of it.
All right. You know you did wrong, and you knew you were doing wrong.
No, I know. I really don't. I got to...
The only reason that you let that go through is because you thought it was a sponsor. Because normally you would never even entertain that. I know that.
Howard, I knew it wasn't a sponsor from the very beginning. Mm-hmm. Never thought it was one. Why would I think it's one?
That I can't explain. That I have no explanation for. Hey, what's the difference?
What's the difference?
Is it a big mass? It's a big mass.
Hey, Bull, Budweiser wants to send you a pony. Because you're a good guy, and it's a little horse like a little movie.
It's just a little horse. And you are a horse reviewer.
Right. You're the Siskel and Ebert of horse review. Gary, if Budweiser calls and wants to send me a pony, don't accept it.
I can. They're an advertisement.
Yeah, but it wouldn't be right.
No, sure it would.
No, it wouldn't. See, it wouldn't.
Of course it wouldn't, Howard.
Oh, you know that.
We're either going to do this
then
or
why
I'm
do you
going to
think
leave.
it's not right?
We're either going to do this or I'm going to leave.
But you're not leaving anyway.
I am leaving.
No, you're not.
I am too.
Am I a horse reviewer?
No, but
what is it? Seriously? How come you know?
You're a horse rider. Why don't you throw a saddle on me and ride me around?
How come you know? Wait a second. How come you know that I can't accept a horse from Budweiser?
I don't know that.
Oh, you don't?
I don't know.
All right, okay, because that's inconsistent.
Exactly. I'm going to be.
You're saying you didn't know.
I'm going to be consistently stupid.
Right.
I can't determine.
Quiet,
really? Not know?
I don't know.
He's just saying he doesn't know.
Because he just said, of course I know you can't accept a horse from Budweiser. And I'm going, well,
I'm just taking the easy road.
All right.
I'd better just be consistently stupid than to disagree.
Hey, Wolf. Like Gary Puppet wants to tell me something. 1 second. He has something to say. You got to let him talk.
Bastard.
Wolfie of Old Wolfers?
Yes?
I have a big announcement. Con Ed wants to send you free electricity.
Is that right?
Yeah. Will that be AC or DC?
DC.
Okay.
All right, thank you. All right. Let's drop it now.
Why now?
Why now? All right. And don't shirk your responsibilities because I'm in an argument with you.
I thought we just dropped it.
No. You didn't come in during the commercials and tell me my agenda.
I can barely get in here to get you to listen to me anyway.
Okay.
If you want something, you'll call me.
Here we go. All right. As you know, Sue Simmons is a newscaster here in New York, Robin.
Yeah.
And she makes a lot of mistakes during her newscast. So we decided to bet on how many mistakes Sue Simmons would make.
Okay.
Of course, I already won this contest once, but then you guys took it away.
No, I won it first, and you guys took it away. Now, today is the final. This is it. I can't keep doing this.
Calling it a draw here.
This was taken from the Thursday night.
Tell me the bets.
Oh, I got to go get them. I'm sorry.
All right.
John, they're in my top drawer.
Get the bets from the top drawer.
This was taken from the Thursday night before you got sick. So that's like 3 weeks, 3.5 weeks old.
Right. We had bet on this, and I got sick, and we never got back to it. But the bettors were Robin, Billy, Jackie, Fred, myself, Gary. I think...
Stuttering John?
Stuttering John and Ralph might be in on this as well.
I can't remember if we let Ralph in or not.
Yeah, I think we did. Gary having memory lapses all over the place.
I need more time to think.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Howard, bring the money too, John. Howard's at 4. Freddie's at 5. Gary's at 6. Jackie at 3. Robin at 7. Billy West at 7. Melinda's at 6. And Ralph at 2.
So if Billy won, that means Robin wins.
Level as Billy, I
right.
didn't know.
Yeah, so that means you could have won too. But I don't know that it's 7. Let's find out.
All right.
Because who knows? All right, here we go. Counting how many mistakes Sue Simmons makes in a newscast.
All right.
Returning to our legal expert, Bill Aronwall, have you ever seen a judge...
That was a mistake. No, that was one. Bill Aronwall. She couldn't even say the guy's
How do you
name.
know that's not the guy's name?
What is the guy's name? Do you know?
No, but it was a mistake. That's why I pulled it. Whatever was it, the graphic was, it was one extra syllable.
It was? Yeah, she was trying to cover there. That's a mistake.
Returning to our legal expert, Bill Aronwall, have you ever...
It was a sort of a... I wasn't sure whether...
That's a mistake. That's a legitimate mistake. I mean, that's a guy's name she should know. She works with a dude.
He's a legal expert.
Yeah.
And that's why I question whether it was a mistake or just an accident at that point.
Well, what's the difference?
I take the philosophy there's no such thing as accident. Right, that's a mistake.
Bumper is a mistake.
Right. Okay, that's one.
Okay.
Well, the other question is, was she reading off prompter at that point, or did she just...
We can't decide, but she should know the guy's name.
All
right. Here we go.
Home wrecker, home movies, teenage...
Oh, boy.
No argument there.
This is all one newscast.
That's two.
It sure is. Just want to just to go back and...
Home wrecker, home movies, videotape their damage. Now they say they didn't do it.
What is it? It sounds like a whole bunch of mistakes.
No, it's
just
just
one.
one.
Okay.
This is a double.
All right.
Well, we're checking for two mistakes.
These are the commitments with
That's one.
That's one.
These are the commitments.
Right.
Soul, I think, performing at last year's St. Patrick's Day ball here in Manhattan as we speak.
Yeah, that's so.
Manhattan.
Manhattan. And, wait, that's a real...
Why would she know how to say Manhattan?
Yeah. She only lives there and works there.
These are the commitments with Soul, I think.
That might even be three.
I don't even know what she's saying.
Ruse Soul. I mean, she got completely... These are the commitments and then Ruse Soul.
It could be three. I don't know.
Wait, I got to go back and check that for sure.
Yeah. So how many are we up to now before this?
This might be...
two?
This might be... If there's three here, there could be five already.
All right.
Could be way off the scale. We might have to carry over the bet.
So three for sure. Commitments we're guaranteeing. That's a mistake.
That's a
mistake.
How many do we have aside from that? Three. We have three,
Two
right?
more.
Two more? So it's three total so far?
Three total so far.
I guess it's the first day with a new tongue. They keep screwing one into her head. She's a successful newscaster, I guess, but it's amazing. Even people say that there's no newscaster in the country like her.
Yeah.
Who said that?
I was reading an article once. They said, if anyone's going to model their career as a newswoman, after Sue Simmons, they shouldn't. Because she's the only one who can get away with not being able to read.
She's special.
She's special.
These are the commitments with Soul, I think, performing at last year's St. Patrick's Day ball here in Manhattan as we speak.
That's three.
Okay, so that's a total. That's a total of four.
That would be a total of five now.
Yeah,
no,
if you add two more.
3 and 2.
We're saying there's three mistakes in that sentence.
Gary's all shook up. He's almost prepared to argue it.
No, you're right.
All right, okay.
It's a total of 5. Total of 5.
He's had a tough morning already. It's only an hour into the show, and he's already...
If I could get a phone call, right, at 9 o'clock, Howard's going to hammer you tomorrow. It'd be so much easier. You know what I mean?
All right, I'll see if I can do that.
Surprise element.
You know what? It just happens, though. I didn't plan on hammering.
Oh, you so
No,
good.
I certainly didn't.
No, you don't necessarily plan.
And you have this great move. Wait.
You know what it is?
You know, we're here to talk about Sue. Let's not interrupt the conversation.
You know what it is, though? I looked over at you this morning, and you had that dopey look on your face. I just said, I'm going to hammer this guy.
You have this really cruel thing you do. I know it's a private, off-the-air thing, and then you go, I'm not going to talk about this. 3, 2, 1. You know, Robin, you know what Gary did? He do that all the time.
All right, here we go. So that's 5. Okay, here we go.
Then return home aboard the U.S. Space Shuttle.
There is an divorce. Hello? Divorced dads, kids, lost love. Sounds like a soap opera.
I'll say she stepped on the previous.
That's not a mistake. No, that's okay. Not a mistake.
You don't think so?
Nah. Did you guys think that was a mistake? I didn't.
The teleprompter she's rolling or something.
Run that by again.
I thought that.
Let me check
the tape was still going, and she started talking before it was done.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna just.
I don't know that that's a mistake.
Then return home aboard the U.S. Space Shuttle.
There is an divorce. Hello?
See, that was a control room mistake.
Yeah.
Okay. Sounds like a soap opera. It's actually...
Well, she actually handled that pretty well.
That's it then.
That's it. So how many mistakes? 5?
Five.
That's 5.
So who had 5? Fred?
That would be Fred.
All right, Fred.
Oh, Fred with all the money. money.
How much money does he win?
120, 40, 60, 80, 220, 40, 60, 80.
All right. How much is that?
280.
Very good. 280, Fred.
All right.
Congratulations.
I'm going to go out and buy a Sega.
Hey, free money, Wolf.
Free money, Wolf.
Good for you, Fred.
Thank you very much. Should we roll it over? I'm willing to. I'm done.
No, I think that's it.
Fred never cashed Robin's check.
He didn't?
Right? From the last bet?
I don't even remember.
Well, he's rolling in dough.
So now he's wrong.
He's from the Norrises of Connecticut.
Why is Jackie counting Fred's money?
I don't know. I always thought that was
He's
interesting.
very involved.
We're counting your money.
There's very weird guys around here.
If Fred doesn't want to cash my check, that's his business.
I'd just like to see you pay your bets. That's
I know you cashed yours.
Oh, yeah.
It's good to pay bets in your check because you hope you get. If Fred wins, and he's such a Martian, he won't even go to. He doesn't even know how to go to the bank and cash it.
Signed it in invisible.
Right.
You leave Fred alone.
Yeah. Jackie looks out for Fred the same way Bill Cates looks out for Billy West.
Is that going on?
Yeah. Do you know about that?
No.
Can I talk about that, Billy?
Yeah.
It's pretty funny.
Yeah, it's weird.
Okay.
He's writing.
Billy West, who works on our show, does all those voices. He
For years worked with Bill Cates.
Bill Cates is our production director.
Yeah.
And both those guys came here from Boston, our station, BCN in Boston.
Right. Practically at the same time.
Yeah. So I don't know. Bill Cates started to. I guess Bill Cates thinks he's like part of Billy West.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. Like
I thought when Bill Cates came down here and then Billy West followed a little, I thought that they were some sort of a team.
Yeah. I didn't know what it was, but anyway, so Cates evidently, I don't know, thought so too. And I think Billy West makes a lot more money than Bill Cates because Bill Cates is the production director and he could be replaced. Although he's real good. But that's how radio stations look at production directors. But Billy West does all those cool voices and gets all kinds of voice work and stuff.
Yeah.
So he's a little more desirable. So anyway, Billy West used to go to pick up his check every week, from the company. And he'd go and his check wouldn't be there, and Cates would have his check. And Cates would say, well, I went there first and got your check. How would he say it to you?
I picked up your check for you. I thought you would want it.
Yeah.
I did want it. I could go to my box to get it.
Oh. Here it is. He would get Billy West's check.
Yeah, that's a weird move.
Yeah, and Billy was like all weirded out by it. He used to come to me and goes, Cates keeps taking my check.
Yeah, it's not like you have to go a long way to get your check around here.
Yeah, right. He was like, I don't get it. I said, well, maybe he thinks you're married or something.
So I figured it was so weird that I would never have to say, don't do that.
Right.
He kept doing it.
How did you get him to stop doing it? You got an agent.
No, one time he actually went home with it.
Yeah.
He had it in his back pocket, folded, and he went home and he brought it in the next day.
Yeah, I mean,
man.
Like
He
how-
doesn't open it.
Like, why would you need him to get your check? I mean, you could just as easily do the same thing.
Unexplainable. I don't know what it was. Check, please.
And they give it to him. That's another interesting thing, that people hand over Billy's check to Bill Cates.
I took it home to Brooklyn, and here it is. It's on the F train.
We got to get Cates in here one time just to explain that whole move.
Does he still do it?
Yeah.
No.
See, Cates wants to come back in again.
Yeah.
But management would rather that he just do his job than be on the air all the time. But he's got to. He was hanging. First of all, I said to our assistant Kathy yesterday, Bill Cates may not be the weirdest guy in the world, but he's definitely high up on the list.
Right.
So he came to me and he said, my girlfriend wants to rebut what went on the air the other day.
Do me a favor, just get him on the phone.
But do you know what his girlfriend does? What she wants to come in and do to you?
No.
Apparently, his girlfriend's a dominatrix.
Oh, really?
Oh, boy.
She wants to come in and discipline you for what you said about him not being...
All right, fine. Okay.
I have no control over what she does.
Get him on the phone, will you?
Bill Cates is like a slave to some woman?
No, I asked him that, and he said, no, this is something she does on the side.
All right, do me a favor. Just get him on the phone. I want to know why he takes Billy West's check. That's been bothering me for a long time.
You don't even know what a gold mine you tapped into.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, my goodness.
Tip of the iceberg.
Sounds pretty good to me.
I thought he was weird because he cut his hair funny.
Yeah, well, that's tip of the iceberg.
That Johnny Appleseed haircut.
Because Billy West used to come to me and goes, man, I got a real problem. I go, what is it? He goes, Cates keeps, every Friday, goes into my box, takes my check, and holds my check for me. I go, well, why is he doing that? He goes, I don't know. I guess he feels like
He's my paymaster.
I don't know.
You get your check from him.
It was kind of like, what's the matter?
I had to leave a message on his answering machine.
Nuts. All right, you know what?
You have reached the home of Bill Cates.
You ought to just get him to come in on the show tomorrow.
Why?
You know, with the girlfriend. I want to see this. That'll be cool.
I don't even know what he's rebutting. He brought a girl in the other day and claimed she was his girlfriend when she wasn't.
Yeah. Are you going to be? What's today? Wednesday?
No, today's Tuesday.
Oh, today's Tuesday? Okay.
She's rebutting that that Bill is a handsome guy. You said he wasn't that handsome.
No, Bill is not handsome, but she can come in and I'd like to check out the whole discipline thing. All right. Sounds good to me.
What gives?
We got to take a break, and we'll be back right after these words.
More to come when the Howard Stern Show returns in a moment. 97.1, The Eagle.
7:08 at the Eagle. This is Brad Baxter. Here. It's 7:14 at 97.1 The Eagle.
Howard, Harleys, and pure rock. 97.1 The Eagle. Let's return to the Howard Stern Show.
Yeah, we just had empty out all the garbage pails here. It's like a smelly something in the garbage.
What is it that people are putting in the garbage that could smell so bad?
I don't know, man. Oh, my God. We all almost gagged.
Last night.
Yeah. Who worked last night?
Allison, didn't she?
Well, maybe it wasn't Allison who put it in there.
Yeah, not on her shift. Maybe it was somebody on the evenings.
Something rotten in that garbage pail. It was smelled like a dead mouse.
It must have been underneath or something, and somebody must have
Right, when you
it up.
jostle it, then the fumes come out.
Wow. Gary was gagged, and he comes over to throw up in my bag.
Yeah, he was going to throw up in your briefcase.
Yeah. Gary goes, oh, my God, I'm going to puke. He runs over to me and runs over to where my suitcase is. You know, my bag that I bring every day.
Right, that big metal briefcase.
That's open, and he goes, oh, I'm going to vomit. He's going to vomit in my bag. He's going to do me a favor. Jackie Jokeman, congratulations on your wild comedy CD or cassette. Everybody loves it. Only $10 plus $3 shipping and handling. Jokeland special, buy two, get one free. Call 1-800-323-KING. Also, this Thursday, April 20th at Rascals Comedy Club in West Orange, New Jersey. It's Jackie. For filthy jokes and Robin excerpts from her book, call 516-9221. Remember, 516-9221 is not a pay service. Also, Robin, I just saw on a fax, is it true that you will be on The Tonight Show with Jay Leno on April 27th, 1995?
I think that's the date, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, to discuss Quivers, A Life?
That's right.
There you go.
I will be out doing the book promotion thing and visiting The Tonight Show.
Excellent. Do you feel that you'll be able to bring up some of the seriousness of the book on The Tonight Show, a show devoted to fun?
I thought that the book would dwell on the lighter aspect.
I see.
The Tonight Show appearance would dwell on the lighter aspect. I might tell my Tom Hanks anecdote.
Oh, I see.
My
yeah, okay, we get the idea.
Report.
All right. Ooh, it still reeks in here.
Yeah, you can't get rid of that smell right away.
Wow. Look out. Hey, look out. Look out. Hey, look out.
Well, I was going to ask your advice. Do you think I should get serious on the Jay Leno show? He has a rather light show.
I think you should take Jay's hand and reenact what your father did.
Are you going to bite me in the shoulder now, Robin, or something? What happened when you father?
Jay, what do you prefer? Do you want to talk about all the wild...
Sure, give me the garbage. Give me the sex.
The sex?
Oh, the sex, yeah.
This is the new Jay. This is the Jay that wants to beat David Letterman.
Yeah. Did your father get anywhere beyond second base or anything?
I got third base.
Yeah. Oh, good. I like that. I get those ratings up there, Howard.
There are no bases, Jay.
I'll use my thumb, Robin. I'll give you a throw.
Sexual abuse.
Let's reenact that. I'm going to get rid of the dancing Edos and start the Robin and Jay show, and I'll be the old man.
Oh, Jay, so you must be excited to have Quivers of Life on your show.
Listen, Robin, since it's the 90s, I'll wear a condom on my hand, okay?
I bet you haven't even read the book, Jay.
I'll hold you like a bowling ball. Let me tell you that.
Wow, you're more aggressive now, Jay. I see your material is a little bluer, isn't it?
Jay, aren't you worried about getting letters for this kind of material?
No, I'm not going to worry about offending anybody. I'm going to throw Kevin Eubanks on you, though. That's what I'm going to do.
All right. Oh, you think because he's a black guy, Robin's going to want him?
Yeah, I think the boys should be a little more receptive to him.
Right.
Yeah, I'll balance your jugs on my chin.
Good for you.
Well, there's certainly plenty of room.
Would you like to suck my jaw? Yeah, that ought to be fun. Yeah.
All right, Jay, thank you. The new aggressive Jay who is not afraid of offending. The old Jay would answer every letter he got if he offended someone.
In fact, sometimes before he wrote a joke, he'd call.
Yeah.
and check on what was offensive.
They'd be like, hello, lesbians? Does this offend you? But, Jay, now you don't care about offending the lesbians?
No, the hell with that. That's all gone. That's all part of the old regime.
Right. That's when Helen was there.
The new winner, Jay.
All right. And you anticipate taking over Letterman when?
Couple of months, I think.
Really?
Yeah, I always said we'd be back on top. I did say that.
You did say it.
Oh, yes, I did that.
You like the competition.
I welcome the competition. I'm not worried about that.
And now to have Robin on, that's a coup, right?
That's a coup, sure. It sweeps, and I know you'll mention it, and so on and so forth.
All right. Very good.
One thing, Robin, don't goof on that crappy Spanish music, will you? Do me a favor.
Very good, Jay.
Yeah, it's a coup. She's a kook. You're going to have more nuts on the Tonight Show. That's what I'm going to do.
Right. Well, okay, very good. It seems exciting.
Yeah, it's exciting. Yeah.
By the way, our station in Rochester.
Oh, Rochester.
Which is 95.15. 95.
Does it have too many numbers?
I don't know. Let's see. 95.15.
Huh.
I don't know where that is on the dial. That might be TV.
We're really splitting hairs at this point.
But our station in Rochester is now called The Nerve.
Yeah.
And it is modern rock. We are now rocking in the modern way.
Look out. Look out. It's all alternative music, and they've been doing really well with it.
Yeah, evidently the station is doing real well in Rochester. So we are now The Nerve in Rochester, 95.15.
All the music that you like the stuff we play on the bumpers.
Right. So it's happy to see our station in Rochester taking off. Evidently, Rochester loves modern rock. Right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Now let's see what else I have to do.
Any other business?
Here's one about Gary. It says, I'm not the one who's stupid, you are. You're skating on thin ice with a thin argument. If you keep arguing me, I'm going to have to fire you both. Now, here's a bag of cocaine from a record company.
Now, of course, you know I would keep that for myself.
Right. Well, anyway, there it is. Okay, very good. Gary was telling me he was doing an appearance somewhere. No, you know where it was? It was at your book signing, actually. When he walked in, there was evidently a lot of reporters asking each member of the crew a question or two.
Yes.
He says there was this one guy online. And you know, sometimes when you're doing a book sign or you're just making a public appearance, there's always one guy's voice that cuts through the whole crowd.
Right. He can be heard above everyone else, even though there's a low din in the room.
Yeah.
His voice pierces through.
Yeah, and it was pretty loud out there at these book signings because it's loud. I mean, there's a lot of people, and all of a sudden Gary hears it. Gary, rah-rah retard, ba-ba booey, ma-ma monkey, ma-ma monkey, rah-rah retard, fa-fa flowly, fla-fla flowly. So Gary's like, okay. Right?
I said, he'll get sick of this in a second.
Right.
I even looked over and acknowledged him and waved.
Right, what did he look like?
He looked like, he's probably like in his early 20s, sort of goofy-looking guy, Probably, it didn't look like he got a lot of dates, like the class clown.
So how long did he keep it up?
John can tell you, it had to be 2 or 3 minutes, and he was relentless.
Right.
Oh.
And sometimes he would just pick one phrase and go with it 20 or 30 times in a row. Mama monkey, mama monkey, mama monkey, mama monkey. And it just went on, and then he would switch over to rah-rah retard, sta stupid.
Yeah, sta stupid.
People next to him doing?
Cracking up.
You know what it was?
Ta toothy.
At first they probably thought it was annoying, and then it gets funny.
It was a lot like Gilbert Gottfried.
Right. Ta toothy, ta toothy, ta toothy, ta toothy. Ta toothy. And like right in Gary's face.
Yeah.
He was probably 10 feet away from me.
Yeah.
People were out there asking me to sign your book, and I'm trying to, write something witty.
Yeah.
Mama monkey, rah-rah retard, retard, rah-rah retard.
Ron retard.
Da dummy.
Da dummy.
Sa smelly.
Sa smelly.
Retard.
Retard.
Da toothy.
Toothy.
Mama monkey.
Mama monkey.
Da dummy.
You have to wonder whether the guy was a little embarrassed when he started out. I mean,
no.
Did he have a little anxiety?
None.
This is one of those guys where he decided right from the start, you go for it, either crash or burn.
And you know what? I bet you he didn't even plan it. As soon as he saw Gary, he just went into
happened,
it.
Yeah,
right. I don't think he was looking for me.
Ron retard.
Sa smelly.
Was it getting to you, or did you think it was funny?
It was starting to get to me.
Yeah.
And then I went over to talk to him, and it was like
maybe he'd say, hey, could you calm down?
Or just like maybe if I went over to talk to him, he'd stop doing it.
Yeah.
And it was like one of those things. It was just perfect for him. By the time I got over, he had just gone into the store.
Right.
So he got to yell at me for 3 minutes and then left.
All right. Hey, what are you going to do?
You didn't hire him, did you?
No. Oh, did you think I was leading up to that?
Never know.
No. Not in this case. I wish I had. Do I have to take a break, or am I okay?
We can break.
We can break. Okay, we're going to take a break. I'm going to come back and take some of your phone calls right after these words. Yeah! Rock me.
Howard Stern Show.
Yow!
What's black and white and green, Robin?
Black and white and green.
I don't know.
All right.
I have to agree with Gary.
Jackie's wife and a black guy making love on the lawn.
Oh.
I read that on Prodigy.
I agree.
A guy named John Crowley wrote that.
I wonder if Jackie could have answered that.
What's black and white and green? You like that?
Yeah, I heard it. Somebody sent that.
Oh, you heard it.
I heard that already.
He didn't tell us that one.
I knew that one. So it doesn't stink as bad.
You know, he's always telling
you know
us
what?
his
Somebody
newest
stumped me
joke.
with that in Las Vegas.
Is that right? Okay. All right, very good. Let me take a few phone calls. I promised to do that. Try to get to a few phone calls. People like when I take the calls. New York, you're on the air. New York.
Hello.
I was listening to this radio show Saturday night on ABC.
Yeah.
It's called, I got to remember the name of this guy. He's a black guy, but he's a black conservative.
Oh, I know who you're talking about. I can't remember his name.
All Bright Green or something? All Bright Green?
All bright green? I don't think so.
Yeah, that's his name. It's like All Bright Green.
Oh, you're...
I swear. That's his name. All Bright Green. You like that?
Like some wheat man.
Are you serious?
I'm not kidding.
Well, I don't know all bright green. You sure? Oh, I don't believe it.
I'm telling you, it's a black guy.
I will have to go check this out.
You know how ABC Talk Radio has like all conservatives?
Yes.
Everyone's a conservative.
Except for Lynn Samuels.
Right. Who no one can listen to. But I forget. I got to remember the guy's name.
It's not all bright green?
No, it sounds like All Bright. It made me think of the name All Bright Green. I don't know why.
Like that's a name.
No, I was writing a little, like a sketch for the radio show, and I had a black guy named All Bright Green, but it sounded like All Bright Green. I was trying to come up with a funny name for a black guy. All Bright Green. What's the guy's name? It's on Saturday night, and I'm laying in bed, and I got sick of watching television, so I turned on the radio, and I like to listen to talk radio. Mm-hmm. So I was like going to WOR, looking for stuff there, and they had this guy on, a black guy. And the black guy is real weird. He's got like a weird show. He wants to be different, so he's a conservative black guy. Mm-hmm. But I'm not even sure he knows what he's talking about. Because he's like, he gets on and they go, first of all, they have an announcer who goes, and now, the man with all the answers, the man who knows what America is thinking and knows how to respond to America's needs, the All Bright Green Show. So then,
why do all conservatives say they know exactly what everybody wants?
But you had to hear
the
this.
Plan for America.
Yeah, this guy's like, he's the man with the plan, the 24-hour-a-day plan, All Bright Green Show. Now, ladies and gentlemen, the future of America, All Bright Green. And then he gets on and he says, I hadn't even listened to. What is that? Why do I have this? What am I hearing? A radio?
What was that?
Howard.
Oh, it's this guy. Were you just playing a radio?
No.
Oh.
It's your system.
So anyway, got a radio coming through. So they go, All Bright Green Show. Dude, can you hang on or are you like in a rush? Okay. Yeah. So then he goes, the man with the plan, the man with the 24-hour plan, the man who's going to...
I don't think the announcers handled
I swear to God. And then All Bright Green gets on, and he goes, hi, I'm All Bright Green. As you know, I'm a conservative. And you can just sense that nobody's listening to this show. Like, nobody cares.
Except you.
Yeah, except me.
And he doesn't even know you're there.
Now we're going to take some phone calls.
He didn't say that?
Yeah, he did. He did. He goes, now we're going to take some phone calls. And I'm going to change the topic. The topic, and he's trying to throw out, remember that sketch on Saturday Night Live where the guy just throws out one shocking topic after another because he can't get anyone to call?
Will ring.
He goes, the pulpit. I'm a conservative, and I say the pulpit should only be with men. Men shall be at the head of the pulpit. No women in the pulpit. There should be no women in the pulpit. And I'm going to have a bunch of ministers I'm going to have a bunch of ministers on here to argue with me, but I don't believe women should be in the pulpit. And then, you guys wait. You can see the guy just waiting for the phones to ring. I don't believe women should be in the house,
Let's throw him out of the house.
He didn't know what to do to jumpstart this program because he was making all kinds of nutty comments.
And nobody was calling? No phone?
I don't know. Once in a while, they'd be like, then all of a sudden you'd hear,
hello, Albright?
yes?
I disagree with you. There should be women in the pulpit.
Who even cares if there's women in the... What is a pulpit? You don't agree with me? All right, thank you. And he'd hang up, and he'd be like, all right. Women shouldn't be allowed to buy liquor.
Hello, Albright. I believe women should buy liquor.
All right, thank you. Then you can just hear him. Waiting. The crickets are... Yeah. Then he gets on here. Midgets shouldn't use public toilets. The guy was just trying to shock the audience any way he could. And then he did a whole discussion on how women shouldn't be at the head of the church or something.
Mm-hmm.
And
what is the good reason for that?
He's saying somehow it's not right. He says he's for women's rights and everything, but God...
Oh, it's one of those things.
Yeah, God in the Scripture does, God...
A fairy tale kind of thing.
The guy was a complete jackass.
I decided that when I read the Bible, it said that.
Where in the Bible does it even indicate anything about women or men being better than one another? And a guy wrote the Bible. That's nothing to do. God wrote it.
Some wacky guy.
I was rapping to some guy yesterday. He got all hung up. He was talking about, you can't talk about God. You can't talk about religion because I was doing a religious rap. And, you can't talk about the church. And I'm very effective. I go, let me ask you something. Do you believe in Scientology? He goes, what are you talking about? I go, Scientology. You know what that is? He goes, that's that scientist. He invented it. I go, yeah, L. Ron Hubbard. I said, you think John Travolta's stupid? He's a member of the Scientology church. He goes, of course, because that's nothing. That's stupid. I go, okay. So you tell me, what you're doing, you think it's any less stupid? Don't you think some guy wrote up all this stuff? And yeah, it was a publicist. It was a guy who wrote down a whole bunch of what they call bubbaminces in Italian. That's that's like fairy tales. I said, you think Moses parted the sea? How come today no one can part the sea? Only Moses back 12,000 years.
Well, there was an age of miracles, and then there was an age of prophecy, and now we're in the age of nothing.
Yeah, now the age of nothing happening. Yeah, but L. Ron Hubbard is stupid. I said, do you think the guy in Africa praying to rocks and putting war paint on, you think he's stupid? I said, what, you think you're any less stupid putting ashes on your head? You think you look any less dumb? Yeah.
Especially when a guy like Ed, back in the sales department, goes and puts ashes on his head once a year.
Yeah, Ed. Party Ed. and somewhere in the deep bowels of his mind, he really believes that those ashes are going to redeem him.
I guess.
He really believes that.
It
a cure-all.
Amazes me.
Yeah, although if I get the ashes, everything will be fine. I can go back to mooning.
That guy Neil likes a lot of ash.
What?
That guy Neil likes ash.
What'd you say, Ed?
It's another brick in my stairway to heaven.
Right.
Ashes.
It's just really funny when you see a guy like Ed. And I know Tom Chiasano, our general manager, is deeply Catholic.
Oh, is he?
And very offended by, But what's the difference?
And I don't understand why people get offended that people who don't practice their religion don't understand it.
I know. They get nuts. They want everyone to understand it.
I was talking to some people over the weekend about Catholicism. They were talking about how when they were kids, they would read these long, long sermons. There was this book they used to read from and at Easter time. And then at certain passages, they had to beat their chest.
Yeah.
And I thought, my goodness, what a
scary thing. And then how about the Jewish religion? Everything is the Jews were suffering, like this Passover holiday, is the Jews were being chased through Egypt, and killed as slaves, and they had to bake bread on their backs, therefore matzah. So there's a depressing holiday, right? Then they got Yom Kippur, whereas the Jews have to fast because God is looking through a book, is going to punish them for anything they did and kill them.
So if they're starving, he
Right.
might take pity on them?
Yeah.
Is that the deal?
Then, I don't think there's one happy Jewish holiday. Like Hanukkah, which is the one where they give gifts. You know what that is?
What?
The Jews were being chased by a bunch of other anti-Semites.
They're always being chased.
And they ran out of oil when they were hiding in some temple or some cave. And they took the oil, and the oil lasted for 8 nights. It was only supposed to last for 1 night. This is while they were being chased and killed.
Right.
So even in the religion, they're being chased and killed. There isn't a time.
And they're celebrating it.
Yeah, and I mean,
wouldn't you want to forget that?
talk about a depressing religion that's self-perpetuating.
And
Everybody
the
hates.
idea of Passover that you have to recreate this bad time.
Yeah.
You're going to not eat bread, even though there's plenty of bread around.
The Jews take their pinkies, dip them into a wine glass, and go, now we will repeat the 10 plagues that God put on everyone. Frogs, lice. It's just like, is there anything exciting or happy about this?
Yeah, and who is this dude, who puts the plagues on you and you're like praying to?
And talk about the self-perpetuation of it. It's like, the whole thing is like, wow, I guess we've been hated throughout history. No wonder everyone hates us.
Let's stick together.
Yeah.
They
celebrate circumcision.
What?
The Jews got the good jobs now.
I got to get rid of this guy. Okay, thanks for the call.
Howard.
Yeah.
You see your new e-promo?
No.
You didn't?
No, I have nothing to do with it.
You have nothing to do with it?
What is the new e-promo?
You got a whole bunch of females on there. You got one hot little blonde on there.
And they're all saying I'm sexy?
I don't see them saying you're sexy anymore. Just, how funny you are. They're really...
Yeah, I blew my stack at that one. This is really weird. We're on E-television, so... Fran Shea, the vice president of E.
She insists on making you a sex symbol.
Well, she calls me up all the time. This is her strategy. She goes, you bring in tons of men, but I want to make sure the women are there, too. Now, meanwhile, I saw the ratings for the TV show. We have just as many women as we have men. But she goes, every minute she's worried that the women won't like me. So she's trying to turn me. She says, I've got to tell the women that you're sexy. I said, okay, well, how are you going to do that? Take a look at me. She goes, we're going to get a commercial where we just have women on the street saying you're sexy. I said, well, how are you going to find mental patients to say that? She goes, not mental patients. We are going to go out and interview women. I said, how many women did you interview? She said, we interviewed like 50,000 women, and they found 3 that thought I was sexy.
Hey, Howard, there's some good-looking broads on there, though.
So, I'm sure there are. So, I haven't seen it. So, they run this commercial, the girls go, Howard Stern has the sexiest eyes. Yeah, I like him. He's handsome.
Well, it isn't even like they do that. It's almost like they were questioned, and finally they pin it. Well, if you had to say something was sexy, well, he does have sexy eyes.
Yeah, right. That's how they get it out of him. We should get the raw tape. And then Fran sends it to me. She goes, do you see all these women talking about you? I go, Fran, this is as transparent as, as Jackie's house. The wind blows right through it. So... That's how come you see e-commercials where I'm sexy.
Yeah. Or that women like him.
Yeah.
I got you.
Fran thinks if enough women see commercials where other women like me, they'll become hypnotized into thinking I'm sexy.
Is that right? Howard, I got something else for you. Scott the engineer. That noise. How'd he come up with that?
Okay. Well, he smokes a lot and everything, but that has nothing to do with the smoking. When Scott has no personality, our engineer has no personality.
Everybody knows that.
And when he talks... A lot of guys do this. I see this with men. They want to keep their lips perfectly straight because they think that's handsome. So when he talks, he doesn't smile or move his mouth. He keeps it perfectly straight. So he talks like this. And when he laughs, you can catch it once in a while. When he laughs, he doesn't have a laugh because he doesn't find anything really humorous. He'll just make a noise. He goes...
Like self-congratulatory... When I'm funny.
And he used to do it a lot more, but now he's on guard with it when he's around us. But once in a while, when you hear him trying to laugh at something, you'll hear
him laughing at himself making a joke.
Right,
yeah.
When he thinks he's made a particularly clever retort.
And when he goes,
well, yeah, then how come Jackie has blonde hair? That was my witty bon mot.
And it's real funny.
A snappy rejoinder.
Yeah. So when he's doing that, that's what it is.
I got you. I appreciate it.
Okay, man.
Ta-ta-toofer.
Right.
Ta-ta-toofer.
Let me take a break and then I'll take another call.
All righty.
We only got to one call because I was talking about All Bright Green. I can't remember the guy's name. It's the All Bright Green Show. Now, here's the man with the answer, All Bright Green. Hi, I'm All Bright Green, and I got the answer. I'm a black conservative, and that shouldn't turn you off. Now, I don't believe women should be allowed to walk the planet. Now, looky here. These phones got to stop ringing soon, or they're going to kick me off this here network. By the time my brother got a talk show, now I'm a conservative black brother. I grew up poor.
Now, conservative black, don't say brother. Now, what are you doing?
No. I'm trying to appeal to the people. The All Bright Green Show. All right, we'll be back right after this.
We'll be back with the Howard Stern Show. Don't go away. 97.1. The Eagle.
7:45 at the Eagle. This is Brad Baxter. It's 7:50 at 97.1 The Eagle.
Howard Stern morning. You're rock all day. 97.1 The Eagle. It's the soon-to-be retired Howard Stern.
All right, you want to try another phone call?
Sure, why
Seems to be going well. See if we can get a couple in. I'll go right across the thing here. Right across the dial. Phoenix first. Phoenix, you're on the air.
Good morning. This is the guy from Phoenix.
Oh, hey, wait a second. Can you hold on a second?
Sure.
Okay. I got a guy on the line. Forgot about this guy. Remember I was telling you earlier when Robin did her book signing here in Manhattan that Gary and a couple of the guys went around with her? And Gary said there was this one guy who was real annoying. And Gary got all upset because, you know, people yell out fa-fa flunky and ta-ta toothy to Gary all the time. But this guy was relentless, and the whole crowd started laughing. Because the guy just stood there. The whole time Gary was standing there, he would go, rah-rah retard, rah-rah retard, fa-fa fooey, fa-fa flunky, fa-fa poppy, ta-ta tooty, ta-ta tooty, ta-ta tooty, ta-ta tooty, ta-ta tooty.
And he was loud and he was very close to Gary.
So this guy called and he says he has a tape of it because he was out there taping, David Peel was out there singing, evidently.
Yes, David sang a song for me, as a matter of fact.
Yeah, and while he was taping David Peel, the guy was standing right next to him.
Really?
Screaming out at Gary. So here is tape of it. You don't have this on video. What do you have it on, audio?
It's audio. It's just on my Walkman.
Here, go ahead.
Okay, here.
And you were standing right there taping?
I brought my thing to the book signing, and I spoke to several guys, and Billy West did some voices for me, and Fred did some voices.
Yeah, because all the guys were kind of feeling good. They walked in with Robin,
it was
and each guy walked in and, you know, kind of answered questions and did stuff. And when Gary was all excited, because he was now going to be asked questions, but this guy ruined the moment. And Gary even walked over to the guy, hoping that it would quiet him down.
Him, yeah.
And you saw it, right?
Well, yeah, I was right near. I walked over to Gary when the guy started yelling, and David Peel, you know, I've heard him several times. But I have to say, Gary's been really nice at every event I've been to. I've been there before. Told him this is Mark the chiropractor, and he's been really cool.
Yeah.
Fred. Yeah, that's my girlfriend Claire.
I was with Gary, Howard, and when this started, he looked at me and went, "This really sucks, man."
Yeah.
Yeah, because he was really bumming out.
Yeah, because the guy was relentless.
Yeah, Gary was having a good time.
Because he got out, everyone's like, "Hey, Gary, have your autograph, have your autograph."
So who's the dude laughing on the tape? Is that you?
That's me.
Okay.
I'm holding the microphone.
Evidently, a lot of people were really laughing. So go ahead, play it.
Okay, here it comes.
All right, you got to listen carefully. The guy was relentless.
Man,
the guy was relentless.
That bad.
Yeah, no wonder you were pissed.
So Howard, The only reason that it stopped is that the line moved at that point, and they let the guy inside the building. This was right in front.
Wow. That's a great tape. What, Gary, no wonder you were mad at that guy.
Yeah, I was sort of bummed.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty intense.
Hi, Gary.
Hey, how you doing?
Okay.
And he probably didn't get all of it.
Yeah, yeah, right.
No, I got all of it.
Sometimes I go down, like you walk down the street and some guy will be, with his girlfriend and you'll hear him say, hey, that's Howard Stern, he sucks or something, And it's, that's...
But it's never at the top of his lungs.
Right. You suck.
Suddenly I was yearning for the guy with the monkey mask.
Yeah, right. That guy was on a mission.
Oh.
He got completely overwhelmed when he saw you.
Just how old would you say he was?
I think his early 20s.
Yeah. Hey, thanks for the call.
Oh, thank you.
All right.
Okay, bye.
He was like the guy in the last row of the Ranger game, but you can hear him right center ice.
Sorry, let's get back to Phoenix. You're on the air.
Hey, first of all, I want to let you know that I work for the U.S. Treasury.
Yeah.
And we're making out these new $100 bills, and I was wondering if you'd like to try a couple thousand of them out.
Yeah, if you could send them to me.
Call Gary.
Yeah, I'll give you a free plug.
Gary.
Yeah, just talk to my man.
And I want to let you know it was a great show yesterday playing your old bits.
Oh, yeah, I'm going to do some more of that in a couple of minutes.
Can I put in a request?
Yeah.
I think it was the Katie Beer story with Andy and Mayberry.
Oh, that was good. Hey, Gary, can you pull the Katie Beer story with Andy and Mayberry? Fred, do you know that one?
I have to see which one that is.
Okay.
That's when he was locked in the basement.
Yeah, we didn't pull
What?
any Andy of Mayberry.
Huh?
Yeah, we'll get to some of those.
Yeah, when Opie was locked in the basement.
Yeah, and he was making it with Floyd the Barber.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they were all with him making it with Floyd.
Yeah, it was always Opie, Ampy, and Andy were going out of town. And quite frankly, so much noise in the studio. I start talking, I can't talk.
Well, when you bring up these old bits, it brings back memories.
Yeah, but I know, but I just can't think straight. It's like being at a party and you can't get a word in.
Pull my finger!
Yeah. Jackie's in the background going,
Floyd the Barber!
And I'm trying to talk.
Floyd and Andy were dating.
And he's got no mic on, and I just hear this guy in the background reciting the bit.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I hear that in the background. I'm trying to talk.
He does love it.
Yeah.
He does love it.
Sometimes on the show I just have to talk. Everyone has to quiet down. Even Robin has to quiet down.
One word. I said one word.
Gold, big shoulder. Hey, Jackie Puppet, Andy and Mayberry bit.
Well, it was Floyd and Opie in the bit. They were making it. The floorboard.
All right. Oh. Okay, that's enough.
I think Otis was in there.
Anyway, we did a Andy and Mayberry bit where every bit always ended up Ampy and Andy and Mayberry, of course, had to go out of town. And somehow Floyd always babysits Opie. And he says, Ooh, Opie, you don't even have a hair on your body. And then it gets worse from there.
Yeah.
Let me see if I got it here.
That's a good bit.
Mayberry 93, Monster of Mayberry, that one?
Yes, that's it.
That could be it, yeah.
Could have been in 93, yeah.
Because wasn't he called like the Monster or something?
The Monster of Mayberry.
Yeah, because he kidnapped him like the Katie Beer story and locked him in his dungeon.
Hey, maybe I should play this one now.
Hey, another good thing is when them people kept calling...
Hey, if you're calling from Phoenix, how do you know all these bits?
Because I told you I'm from Cleveland.
Oh, I see. You're calling from Cleveland?
No.
You live in Phoenix?
No.
All right.
And I've been without you for a year and a half since I moved out here. You finally came down here.
Yeah, I always wanted to be on in Phoenix because I always heard there was like 3 or 4 Howard Stern imitators out there.
I'm the guy that told you about the Lone Ranger.
Yeah.
You're only caller from Phoenix.
Yeah, I guess.
He said he's the caller from Phoenix.
Well, at least we know we have one listener. At least we know we're not doing this in vain. All right, thanks, dude.
Hey, right.
All right. Let's go to Chicago, and then I'll play that bit. Chicago, you're on the air. Hello?
Yes.
Hi, you're on the air in Chicago, our newest market. Thank God we're back on in Chicago, so maybe I can vindicate myself. can I do for you?
Howard?
Yeah, hi.
Yeah, I'd just like to say I never really listened to morning radio, and I'm glad you're on because, I don't know, I never listened to radio before, and it's finally something to listen to and a reason to get up in the morning.
Oh, thank you. It's very nice. Let's hope about 10 million else of your Chicagoans feel the same way.
I thought I had the privilege of seeing Steve Dahl in person at this taping, and I don't know, I thought he was a big freak. You were right, what you've been saying all along, ever since you've been back here. There is no funny person, morning, afternoon, night, on the air in Chicago at all.
Well, I particularly hate that fat slob because he's been on in Chicago for a bunch of years saying that I've been ripping him off. And, like, you know what? Remember when we did our New Year's show?
Uh-huh.
He sends me a tape. He used to write me letters for a while saying, hey, come on, it's you and me, and we ought to get together. And what was it he said? He goes, two guys, the only two brave guys left or something like that. I don't know. I probably have the letter somewhere. This disc jockey from Chicago is writing me letters and saying, meanwhile, he's on the radio bad-mouthing me and saying I'm stealing all his material.
Oh, isn't that interesting?
Yeah, I thought that was always pretty interesting. So
it was funny because I was talking to somebody the other day who used to live in Chicago.
Yeah.
And they said to me, you know, when I first came to New York, I was really angry at Howard because I'd been listening to Steve Dahl.
Yeah.
And he'd always said Howard ripped him off and was stealing all of his radio bits.
Well, our news station in Chicago, well, evidently Steve Dahl doesn't even have a listener left.
Mhm.
So evidently our news station in Chicago sends me an article. And this guy, this disc jockey, Steve Dahl, goes, you know, things were going pretty good for me for a while. We beat Howard Stern. Now, he was on the FM station. I had just gotten on the AM
right,
station.
we were hardly there.
We were there for 10 months. And he goes, hey, we defeated Howard. He credits himself with defeating Howard Stern. Now he's on that AM station. He can't get a rating point, and he's a guy who's been in the market for 20 years. Yeah, what's the problem with him? Now we're on an FM station. We'll see how well he does. That dick, fat, slob bastard. You got to be a pretty big jackass to have your partner split on you after 15 years because he can't stand you. And now he's sitting there whining that he has no audience, and gee, what went wrong?
Oh,
and then,
could AM have anything to do with it?
And then that jackass Kevin, who we were up against in Chicago, is another loser, cow-faced loser who sits there. Hey, man, you got to be part of the family, Howard. Don't make fun of me. And the man cow's a 27-year-old who's been listening to me his whole life.
Yeah, that man guy.
Yeah, well, those guys.
Turned off by him the first day he was on the air. Half a year ago or something.
Yeah, well, I got pretty sick and tired. And then when I went to Chicago, I said, hey, this is pretty good. I'll be able to finally get on in Chicago. We go on this.
Yeah, and people will hear the originator.
Yeah, we go on this friggin' AM station that takes 12 years to get an audience on, and now, you know. And then of course, everyone's defeated me. Well, we'll see about that. They kiss my ass. Kiss Mera took us around. That's Italian.
Well, Robin,
you know what that means? Kiss my ass.
And I bought Robin's book about 2 days ago.
Kiss me and took us around.
Not over my book, please.
That too.
Yes, what were you
I
saying?
read your book also, Howard.
Thank you. Well, that's better.
Well, kiss me and took us around.
No, kiss me and took us around. You didn't grow up in an Italian
I'm not
neighborhood.
Italian.
All right. Well, anyway, yes, Robin's book is terrific. My book is terrific. And we are terrific.
We are terrific.
Yeah. And we're wonderful. All right, hey, thanks, man.
Thanks a lot, Howard. I
All
appreciate it.
Well, it's good to be on in Chicago. It's a big city for us.
Yeah, well, it was funny because that guy told me, he said he came here already to hate you because he thought you had ripped off Steve Dahl, and of course he started listening.
Yeah.
And then he thought, my goodness, Steve Dahl doesn't even compare to this guy.
Well, that's like when we got in L.A., Mark and Brian had convinced everybody that they started all the stuff that I started.
Yeah.
And everyone was like, well, he's just doing Mark and Brian's material. Boy, did that hurt. That really killed me. Yeah, and that guy Steve Dahl sent me a tape. He had done some New Year's pay-per-view. Of course, I had started doing pay-per-view years ago with the Underpants Party. He was trying to claim that he had invented the New Year's pay-per-view special. I was just like, this guy is such a fat dick slob. I just wish the hell he dropped dead. Which he probably will from cardiac arrest. Guy obviously has a problem. He's sitting and eating himself silly. A bloated fish. Way to wear your problems on your sleeve. Weigh about 900 pounds. Think there's anything of an emotional problem there?
Well, he's got a sedentary job, Howard. Doesn't get to work out.
Yeah. Work out. Just put a belt around your mouth and slow down for like 5 minutes, man. Stop stuffing stuff into your mouth, you walrus. The hell does he eat a day? How many times is he sitting on a can? Jesus. Talk about excess. Pretty hip-looking guy. Now I'll go do some of Howard's material. I've evacuated.
He does that while listening to tapes?
Yeah. I had a guy in Chicago send me tapes of him telling people that I was ripping him off.
Yeah.
And everybody's ripping him off. That's why he's got a .2 rating. If you're going to rip somebody off, rip off someone with a rating.
Steal smart.
Yeah. Steal from the best. Bishop, how is this Monster of Mayberry? Is it good? I don't remember it.
It was very good.
It is? Let me hear that. Maybe I should take a break first. Okay, let me take a break and then I'll play the Monster of Mayberry.
All right, come back with your own version of Mayberry.
Yeah, we're just playing a few of our old bits this week because we want to sort of get credit for them, especially in some of the newer cities we're on. And we'll be back right after this.
It's the Howard Stern Show. Here's Howard.
Real quick before I play the Monster of Mayberry and a couple of our old bits, I got the guy on the phone who was yelling out at Gary. Hey, dude.
God, Uzamang Master.
Thank you.
King of all media. So I'm online, right?
Yeah.
Waiting to get my book signed at Guantanamo's for Robin's book signing.
Yeah.
And Robin, you're beautiful.
Thank you.
Good morning. So Papa Foley comes out, right, with his big tombstone front teeth, and he has his black glasses on, and he's signing autographs.
Right,
like
he's
a
cool.
Important, famous guy, right?
Yeah, he thinks that's the problem with this show. Everybody thinks they're famous.
Yeah. I'm trying to get his attention. I'm like, Baba Booey! Baba Booey! And he looks my way, right?
Right.
He looks my way, and I'm like gesturing with my hand. I'm like, come over here. I want my book signed because I got 3 of them.
Right.
Two of them are investments. They're completely sealed.
Right.
No one's going to touch them. They're going to be auctioned off sometime in the future.
Right.
And I figure one is my personal. I'm going to read it. I'll spoil it. You know, it's Robin's book. I'll spoil her. And Baba Booey should sign it.
Right.
So he completely blows me off. I'm like, Fla-fla-fooey! Fla-fla-fooey! And he looks my way again, so I'm gesturing. Come here. So I says, you know what? Screw him. You know, he's a friggin' moron. He's an idiot. Rama retard! Mama monkey!
Yeah, evidently you really got to him.
Yeah, good. He's an idiot.
All right, well...
Robin, you know who I am? I called you Captain Kokor, and I said to sign my psychobabble, and then I whispered in your ear that you had wonderful hooters. Remember?
All right, man.
All right, cool.
All right, they're coming to take you away. Ha-ha. Goodbye.
Love ya.
All right, love you.
Bye.
Oh, man.
There's your stalker.
Obviously, I didn't blow him off.
Right.
I was like signing someone else's book, so if you walked away from them, then they'd call you monkey and rah-rah.
Believe me, you draw a lot of
You
attention.
can't win.
All right, what was I supposed to do here? Oh, this is kind of funny, too. Let me just say this real quick. That Stuart Smalley movie grossed $300,000. $390,000. Stuart saves his family. Yeah.
That's not a very good showing.
I think it's funny because he was going around, Al Franken, he's not such a bad guy, but Al Franken was going around saying that, the writing on Saturday Night Live is no good. And
Well, what's wrong with Stuart Smalley? Stuart saves his family.
Yeah, well, he got to write that himself. Happy Jackie Puppet? Yeah, when someone else fails, you love
Reveling.
it. $390,000 is pretty bad.
Now he's got to go back to hell.
You can make that in one theater, can't you?
Yeah, I hope so. I mean, that's why I told, my movie studio, I don't care who you are. You put out a bad movie, you gross $390,000. Still got to be good. That's why people are going, because they know you're up to some good stuff. But I saw the movie. It was. You
didn't see the whole movie.
No, I couldn't sit through it. It was unwatchable. I don't know. I don't know how people buy into this stuff.
Have we heard from Harold Ramis since you...
I wish Harold would call in. I hope he's not mad at me.
Yeah, really.
That I didn't like the movie.
Well, like I said, he's a fan of the show.
I know.
He knows that you have to be honest.
You know what's funny about Harold Ramis, the director? And he's made some great movies, and he's made some real clunkers.
What did you say? What is funny about him?
Yeah.
Okay.
When I first decided I was going to make a movie, I got signed to make a movie. I had somebody speak to him. and he couldn't decide whether or not to be involved in my movie because he wasn't sure he wanted to get involved with the Stuart Smalley
Yeah, I was
movie.
going to say, what do you have, private parts on one side,
Yeah.
the Stewart Saves His Family script on the other?
Well, I wasn't even sure I wanted Harold because, quite frankly, I saw Club Paradise. I wasn't sure, but I mean, Groundhog Day was really good.
Sure.
But I didn't know. I was interested in talking to him about it because he's a pretty well-known guy. But he couldn't decide whether, and I want to say to some of these older guys, like they're starting to get older in years, I want to say to them, guys, live on the edge a little. Try and figure out
Remember what it was like to be young.
Yeah, remember what it's like to sort of like do some risky stuff.
Yeah.
Don't always play it so safe because a lot of that
To
safe
not
stuff.
know and not care.
Yeah. Well, I've got some surprising info that I'll be announcing on the movie in a couple of weeks. But,
You were surprised?
Yeah, well, I've got some. I think that will surprise the industry. and
Oh,
stuff.
it's not you. Somebody didn't surprise you. This is
Right.
a surprise for us.
Yeah, and there'll be a Howard Stern movie.
I read that there's going to probably be something else.
What? What did you read?
Said I read that there was probably going to be something else.
Something else? What, for me?
Yeah.
What do you mean? I don't even know what you're talking
A
about.
TV thing.
Oh, you read that thing about Saturday Night TV?
Yeah.
Oh, I read that too.
I read something even cooler. I was just going through your mail.
Yeah.
Some guy intercepted some note on the internet where two guys were talking about your dealings, and they seem to know a lot of stuff.
Yeah?
Yeah.
And what'd they say?
CBS negotiations were never serious. 12 shows for UPN Saturday nights at 11 o'clock based on Arbitron ratings. It was like all this weird stuff.
Nah, they don't know what they're talking about.
All I know is what I read was that CBS is in preliminary talks.
Really?
Yeah. And they had a CBS guy saying, yes, we have.
My phone didn't ring.
The CBS guy said that?
Yeah.
What happened? I make $390,000 in one night at Chuckles.
I can't remember the guy's name. Chris somebody? You know a Chris somebody over here?
No, I don't know anyone at CBS. They got to be.
Holding out.
I'll tell you who's a bright guy, though. The guy who took over CBS from Howard Stringer.
What's his name?
Peter.
Pumpkin Eater.
Peter Pumpkin Eater.
Oh, he's good.
Wait a second.
Now, this Chris person was like the head of late night, CBS late night.
No, he's small potatoes.
Really?
Sure.
You don't talk to him?
I don't talk to him. At a late night. Let me see if I think I have that article somewhere. I read it too.
I don't know if I dropped it in my bag.
You got that article, Gary?
I'm not sure which one you're talking about.
Yeah, you might not even have it.
Let me see if I have it.
Actually, you do have it because you gave me a Xerox of it. There was a thing about how supposedly ABC is going to put on that fat guy who made that documentary.
Roger and Me, yes.
Yeah, the guy from Roger and Me, Michael Moore, and they're going to.
I thought that was Fox.
Yeah, maybe Fox, and then CBS is going to put me on Saturday night. And the guy was saying how cool a movie he thought it was. Do you have the article? You're the one who gave it to me.
I don't remember. I might have made a copy of it and it got filed away.
Do you have a file that I could look through? Do you have a file?
Do you know the date that the article came out?
I was just reading the last couple of weeks. What was that, Gary?
I need more time to think.
No, seriously, you have a file with all the articles,
The
right?
articles are filed by date. So
do we have? Can you give me the articles for the last couple of weeks?
That would be about. I could give them to you, but you'd be surprised when you see how many there are. I didn't set up the system. But
I know. I understand. I'm just saying, how do you access the system? I don't care if you set it up.
Somebody has to go back and look through the last couple of months.
Somebody.
I can have John do that right now.
Okay. That's all right.
But it
I don't
doesn't
want
happen
help.
quick, not until it makes it to the computer.
My system's better. I just throw everything in my bag and hope I can find it.
Yeah, mine is good. I leave it on my desk.
Yeah, I might be able to find it, though, real quick. It's funny. I had that article hanging around for a couple of days. I was going to read it on the air because I thought it was pretty cool.
Yeah, I just was going through some stuff last night and saw it.
Yeah, but it didn't mention Puerto Ricans in it, too, so I liked it. Or Mexicans. Every article for the last couple of weeks
Maybe
has
it
been Mexican.
predated the firestorm.
Yeah, here's one. Stern stinks.
Oh, I was reading some letters to the editor, too.
I saw a cartoon in all Spanish. I said, hi, I'm Howard Stern, the racist pig, mother effer.
You know the funniest thing?
You want to know something? You know who's real cool? about the Spanish thing. I was watching Dennis Miller was being interviewed, and Dennis Miller was there with a comedian, a really brilliant guy named Jeff Cesario. You know Jeff Cesario? Jeff Cesario is 10 times even more brilliant than Dennis Miller. But he's like the producer of that Dennis Miller show.
Oh, he is?
Yeah, Jeff Cesario is like a great comic. And he must listen to us, and he was commenting on it, and Dennis Miller was sitting there with him.
Yeah.
Sourpuss Dennis Miller.
Sourpuss Dennis Miller, who was going, Howard hates me. And I was like, I don't hate Dennis. All I do is say nice things about him. And
In fact, you just complimented that stupid show the other day.
I know. And I don't know, why does he think I hate him? All I ever do is say positive stuff about Dennis Miller, and then he's like, Howard hates me.
Even when there was a minute when you were mad at him, only because he was mad at you in the first place, you said, I think Dennis is a jerk, but I think he's a very funny comedian.
I know.
And that was for like a minute. You've always said you think the guy's funny.
I know. And then when we had him on the last time, I know when he got mad at me, because I disagreed with him. He was blaming Jay Leno for keeping guests off his show, and that was why he got low ratings. And I said, Dennis, have a heart. You had low ratings before Jay even got that show. Let's be honest. The show just wasn't happening. And then he got pissed off at me because I said that. But I don't hate the guy. There's nobody more complimentary. I don't think anybody else talks about him beside me. But anyway, so Jeff Cesario was asked to comment on this somehow.
Yeah, Howard's great. I mean, Howard does what he does. He does what Dennis just said, which is he speaks his mind. You can agree with Howard or don't agree with Howard, but his answer is always turn it off. You don't like it, just turn it off. It's radio. It's something you can control. Just turn the knob.
I don't like Howard because he doesn't think he dislikes me. So I don't agree with Jeffrey. I don't think he's great.
I've actually used crank and turn the knob in the same interview.
Beautiful. What happened to Howard Monday? I missed it. Well, tell me after. Sorry, Doc.
He was making some jokes at the expense of Selena, the Hispanic singer.
But he wasn't. He was making jokes. He mourned the fact that this Hispanic singer had been murdered. But then he went on to say that he just didn't think Spanish music was very entertaining. He started to play some Spanish music and he didn't like it. That was Howard. That's Howard. He doesn't like it. He's going to say so.
Yeah, that was it. That was the bit. Because he actually listened to the radio that day.
Yeah, instead of these wacky news people who always want to put a spin on something.
Well, you know what it is? Since Proposition 187 in California, where everybody wants to basically seal off Mexico from the United States borders, the Spanish have been looking for some sort of issue to call people racist with or get them fired up.
Yeah.
And this, I attribute all of this nonsense and framing me to Proposition 187 and the frustration in the Spanish community that this woman was shot by one of their own. So now they've somehow sort of focused their anger on me. So I just thought it was always kind of interesting. Anyone who heard the show knows that I said, it was a horrible thing that the woman got shot. I said all the right things that people would say, is right to say. But then I went into my whole rap about Spanish music, and I just don't get it. It's like in a time warp. And then all of a sudden some Spanish disc jockey started saying that I was firing gunshots behind her and simulating killing her. And
I did the Selena press conference yesterday.
Yeah, I heard you were promoting your book and everyone was asking. And you know what? I can't win with this stupid thing. And I don't really, you know what?
Well,
I swear to you.
One of the newscasters says, this is over. Why are you still talking about it? This can't be news. Nothing else has happened. Oh, but that's what everybody here is talking about. And I said, and so your idea is to just keep it going because it makes you all feel so bad.
No matter how many times we've said we didn't say it, you guys won't accept it.
Yeah.
And then there's these articles trying to figure out how to respond to someone like Howard Stern creates a real dilemma.
Like, why?
I mean, why would you respond to me?
He's the radio guy.
A radio guy? I mean, I'm a nut. Why would you even pretend? But you've got to be nuts to even respond to me. Well, I know that a lot of these Spanish organizations are all excited because they're getting on TV shows, but they'll see it'll fizzle out. It just won't sustain because I'll be on to the next
Somebody
controversy.
said to me, well, have you heard that this organization is going to go ahead with its boycott? And I said, well, that's their right as Americans, as we are exercising our rights as Americans to express ourselves.
Yeah, there isn't
We're
one...
not screaming that you shouldn't exercise your rights.
And quite frankly, there isn't a sponsor out there who doesn't know that boycotts just don't work because nobody cares. And you know what? Even if people did care and they threw me off the radio, I wouldn't care.
But it's such a non-issue.
Yeah.
It means nothing. You said this weeks ago.
Right.
It's over already.
Yeah, get over it.
What's the big deal?
Yeah. And if you don't like what I say, don't listen. That's all.
And then when I said to one guy, look, when we did it about Kurt Cobain, white people didn't start screaming because you can say anything you want about white people in this country. They're the only people you can talk about anymore.
Yeah, well, who even cares? You know what? I could care less.
But they just insist on talking about it.
I know.
They're just in love with this topic.
They love it. They want, and they also want to somehow think that I'm trying to apologize to the Spanish community.
Right. That was it was not an apology. It was an explanation.
Yeah, I said, hey, I never said anything that I thought would hurt this person's family or this person.
And then somebody said, but didn't you? I said, I don't think her family was listening that time.
Yeah, and I don't think any of you know what I said, except for Jeff Cesario. Jeff Cesario was the only one listening that day.
Yeah, he's smart enough to figure out what was said.
Yeah. And you know what?
When people don't get this program, they really don't get this program.
No, but I don't give a rat's ass either.
And it is amazing to me. It's the most misunderstood program in the country today.
Yeah. And one guy wrote an article that says, Lenny Bruce was a satirist. Howard Stern's no satirist. He's just a hateful... and I go,
right.
well, okay, so what? So that's what I am. Big deal. What am I, running for president?
I was interviewed by the people on BET, and this woman, she didn't even have the nerve to
The
call
Black
me.
Entertainment Network?
Yes.
Yeah.
But she didn't have the nerve to call me an Uncle Tom on her own.
Yeah.
She said, well, when I told people I was going to interview you, well, they said to me, I think she's an Uncle Tom.
Yeah.
You know, what she didn't talk to anybody about who she was going to interview. She wanted to call me an Uncle Tom.
Who did she check with?
And I said to myself, I really missed the mark on this one. This is the same network that rolls out the red carpet and treats Snoop Doggy Dog like a visiting head of snake. A state.
Yeah.
You know, and they're getting on my case.
Yeah.
I haven't done anything.
Well,
This is the man who writes love songs to gin and pot.
Yeah, well, the Black Entertainment Network is literally one of those kiss-ass entertainment networks that will never say anything that would be controversial in the black community.
Except to me.
Except to you. Or me. They wouldn't attack Michael Jackson. They wouldn't attack. They wouldn't attack O.J.
Well, they
Simpson.
did until he got into trouble, and then it was like, oh, Michael, we can get you back now,
Yeah.
so we're going to be on your side.
Yeah, it's always a
O.J.
joke.
Simpson, same thing. Attack him until he's in trouble. Now we can get you back. You'll be on our side.
Right. To be a hero on the Black Entertainment Network, you have to murder somebody. Otherwise,
I'm a really horrible person.
you're an Uncle Tom. You haven't killed anyone or been arrested yet.
That's right. I said, what do I have to do?
Yeah.
Start screaming nigger over a thumping bass?
I'll produce it. It's Court TV with music. That's what it is. Hey, you know, I got to take a break. Then I'll play Mayberry 1993. Go ahead, scream nigger. Nigger. All right, you're not an Uncle Tom. We're going to take a break, and we'll be back right after these words. I've been gone too long.
The Howard Stern Show. Here's Howard.
Got to get back at some time to the show. The commercials. Right, Robin?
Well, it would seem reasonable.
Yeah.
People tune in for you, right?
Exactly. You know, they love the commercials, but they want to hear me. Remember that, Fred. Now that I'm back, I have nothing to say. How do you like that? I yelled at Fred for too many commercials, and then I'm back and I have nothing to say.
What happened to Andy of Mayberry?
What? It happens. It happens. It happens. All right, let me just get this straight so we do this right. Since we're showing off and playing a few of our old bits. Hold on. 1 second. Let me do the right presentation. Maybe I'll start with a song parody and then into a bit.
Okay.
See what I'm saying? What? Where's my list? Oh, here it is. What did we decide yesterday would be a good song parody? The Elton John song or the Jeffrey Dahmer, Peter Noon thing or
Or what?
The Boy with Horse Teeth, America. Or Electrocute the Fool.
You know what else is a great one? I'm just looking at Behind One Eye, which
that's a good one. That's a very good one.
That's about Sammy.
Behind One Eye with Sammy.
Or even you and Robert Goulet singing together.
That's a very, very silly moment. See, I thought we were going to play Single Yellow Female and then Mayberry, Monster of Mayberry.
I hadn't remembered Single Yellow Female.
That's the Woody Allen one. You know that one, don't you?
Sure, I know but we hadn't mentioned that today. Somebody
didn't?
requested that yesterday.
And you know
That's what I'm saying.
You know what's
All right, give me single yellow female first. Because that's one of my favorite. Am I crazy? But that's one of my favorites.
Oh, no, it's very funny.
This is the story of Woody Allen. This is fairly recent, actually. This doesn't go way back in our history, but it's still funny. And a lot of the markets that we now have never got to hear it. When Woody Allen first sort of came out that him and Mia Farrow were breaking up because Woody was with Soon Yi, Woody's Mia's daughter. Whoa.
Yeah, Woody found a new girlfriend right at home.
Yeah. Want to hear that one first? All right, let's play that first because that's my favorite.
Oh, I don't think I'm in love with Mia anymore.
And now, a Woody Allen presentation.
Where does music come from?
Single yellow female.
I gotta get out of here. All the kids in the house are so noisy.
Starring Woody Allen, Mia Farrow, and their slant-eyed stepdaughter, Soon Yi.
Soon Yi, please. I'm practicing my clarinet. Please, shut up. Soon Yi, I can't believe her. She's seducing me.
Suddenly, Mia comes home.
Woody, there's some young people I want you to meet.
Oh, no, not again. More kids?
More kids?
Yes, Woody, look, I adopted these 3 young people at the Thai restaurant, and I lured them home with a cat.
Don't tell me that. You already have a house full of kids.
Tensions were building in the Allen-Farrow household.
Woody, I know if you just meet the kids, you'll love them.
Great.
A badgered Woody agrees to meet his new children.
Woody, this is your son, Ping Pong Bob.
Hello, Ping Pong Bob. Pleased to meet you.
Oh, pleased to meet you, Papa-san.
Thank you. Great. Instant family.
Woody, this is your other son, Bald on Chin.
Huh, son?
Hello, Papa Woody.
Boy, your new father is a famous director.
Ah, good. You a director? Director's to kitchen. Yeah, we hungry.
Mia tries to calm Woody down.
Isn't it great, Woody? We're a family.
I don't need aggravation. I only hang around with you because I want to get laid.
You're being unreasonable.
How will we get seating at Elaine's with all these kids?
Oh, Woody.
The aging actress is so upset with Woody that she storms out in disgust,
Oh, Woody, you're disgusting.
leaving Woody alone with her beautiful daughter, Soon Yi.
Oh, Papa Woody, you show these picture of me nude okay with Mommy, Papa Woody?
Sure, I'm practically a father. Now get up on all fours like a donkey and bray.
The Mishkite actor, director, producer is falling hopelessly in love with his third world daughter.
Soon Yi, we should not tell your mother anything. Now come here and let me check you for breast cancer.
You know check me breast cancer. That's very, very, very bad.
Please, Soon Yi, I want you.
Okay, $20. You check me breast cancer, cowboy.
You're charging me?
Hey, you let me see movie free? I tell you, $20 you check me breast cancer.
$20.
$30 you check me hemorrhoid.
$30.
$40 I be virgin for you, lover boy.
Tune in tomorrow for the continuing story of Single Yellow Female when Mia says,
Woody, my God, you're in bed with Soon Yi. Get out. Get out.
Get out of the house?
No, get out your checkbook. I want $7 million.
and Woody says,
This is terrible. This is terrible.
What, that you in bed with own daughter?
No, I'm out of film.
That's my favorite one of all time. I love that. Of course, a little poetic license. Not necessarily his daughter, but he was like a father figure to her.
Well, he claims that he only went in and out of the house and he never saw those gifts. He was completely shocked when he discovered that was Mia's daughter.
I think we should play the Elton John song now and then do the Andy and Mayberry thing to show how great we were and that everyone stole our bits.
All right.
Want to hear the Elton John came in. I was doing some syndicated show. Another stupid idea I had, but I was doing some show and Elton John came in. We got him as a guest. I don't think he knew what planet he was on, and nor did we.
This was during that time that he was not quite with us.
Right.
You know what's really cool?
But he's a great guy. He came in. Yeah.
Fred wrote this to one of his hit songs.
Yeah.
And then Elton said, could I write my own music to it?
Yeah, so we put together these words for Elton. And it was supposed to be Don't Let the Sun Go Down on Me. And we were going to do a song parody, maybe if he would do it. We didn't know what kind of guy he was. And he said, you know what? I'm going to write an original song for you right now to these lyrics, and you can own this.
And he sort of did it at the same time he was singing the lyrics.
Yeah, he was great. Yeah, and he was like a real nice, a very gracious guy. So here he is with Elton John and Why Isn't Howard Stern on TV?
There's a man who has a small penis and in high school he was beaten up by blacks and whites. Oh, he's admired by white trash and the media. He could have girls, but is faithful to his wife. I'll get to the chorus. Howard Stern is better than Johnny Carson. He's kept it in his pants, and he never left his wife. He don't have it to sit beside him and kiss his butt. Well, Oprah Winfrey's fat. Drill down of you, just take a hike. There are those eyes everywhere. Why aren't you Howie, baby? Howard Stern, why isn't Howard Stern? Oh, why isn't Howard Stern on TV? Yeah, Elton John.
Great moment in the show's history. I remember when he sang that, he was dressed as Sylvester the Cat. It was a very, very great moment in the show history. Remember, he was going into the hospital for voice surgery, like he had nodes on his throat, if I remember correctly, and they were actually going to go have the nodes removed, and they told him, don't sing, you shouldn't even be talking.
Right.
Well, remember, he was on a concert tour.
Yeah.
And this was, he was having tons of throat trouble.
Yeah. And they told him not to sing.
He was not supposed to open his mouth.
Yeah. But he said, hey, I'm supposed to do this interview, I'll do it. And then when I said, would you play the piano and sing this? He was like, what the heck?
Just forgot all about the doctor.
And on top of that, he was also pregnant at the time.
Well, I remember they said, whatever you do, don't say anything or don't ask him anything about being gay.
Yeah.
And then he started telling you all this weird stuff about his wife.
Yeah, I bet his name was Sharon.
And Freddie Mercury's name was something else.
Yeah, Freddie Mercury's name maybe was Sharon.
Yeah, he was just bubbling over with information.
Yeah, like he came right in. They said to me, you're going to get Elton John, but guy's real sensitive, doesn't want to talk about being gay. Blah, 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 blah. So I'm sitting there and I'm going, okay, well, maybe I'll work it in somehow. And all of a sudden he just walked in and he went,
You know, we used to have parties, and Freddie Mercury was so gay, and his name was Sharon, and mine was Beulah, and we would... I was like, wow, no kidding. Hey, I thought you didn't like to talk about it. Who said that? I guess you know what it is? Wherever he goes, he talks about being gay, and they were trying to get him to stop talking about it, so they told me not to ask any questions.
Right, if you don't bring it up, they thought maybe it wouldn't come up.
Yeah.
But that seemed to be all that was on his mind.
So here's a bit. This is a Monster of Mayberry that some guy requested. I don't even remember this one, but I know we did a bunch of Mayberry bits where somehow Floyd the Barber and Opie end up in bed. And I'm sure there's a disc jockey somewhere in Queens. I mean, not Queens. There's a disc jockey somewhere in Phoenix or in Chicago or
San Diego.
Or Las Vegas who has built an entire career around Andy of Mayberry. But we did this.
It's Andy of Mayberry, 1993.
I think we remember it.
Tonight's episode, The Monster of Mayberry.
Opie! Opie! Where is Opie?
Hey, Barney, have you seen Opie?
Hey, is he missing again?
Yeah.
I got chores for the little bastard. He sure does get around.
He was supposed to buy my soda. He was supposed to buy my chips, my KY jelly, my sanitary napkins and belts.
Hey, B, why does my underpants drawer have no underpants in it?
Because, Andy, I sent Opie to the store to get bleach for your underwear, to take the skid marks out.
Hey, Ange, you look like you got a Picasso in your underpants.
Barney, put down my BVDs.
Andy, I'm worried. Where is Opie?
Where is that boy? I bet he's in a secret room with that queer fly. That queer got to nip him in the butt. Nip it, nip it, nip it right in the butt.
Now look here, Andy, Barney, stop the chatter. We have a serious problem. I am Opie's godmother, and I am endowed with certain responsibilities to take care of Opie.
Yeah, Opie's the best thing that ever happened to us. He's a good little slave.
Better than a gook.
Or a nigger.
Now stop that racist talk, babe.
I hope to God he can be found. Oh, my.
Why, babe, I didn't know you was so emotional.
I'm not emotional. I need tampons. Trouble is forming by my ankles. Opie, I need Opie.
I have a bad feeling that Opie's been kidnapped and violated.
Yeah, it's heinous.
Did you say anus, Barn?
No, I said it's heinous, you dumb f***ing hillbilly.
On him.
Hi, Barney. Why are you all staring at me?
Hey, look! It's Floyd the Queer!
Now, Barney, don't talk like that. You ought to know better. Hey, Floyd, you perv. Did you kidnap Opie?
Hold on. Time out. I've been at the shop all day putting combs in the blue water.
I know you absconded Opie.
No, Floyd Esposito, swear. I didn't kidnap Opie. You can search my barber shop. I love Opie. And I wouldn't harm a hair on his head. I miss his young hairless bottom, his creamy milky thighs, his young curious tongue and searching fingers.
What?
I mean, ooh.
Well, looks like Floyd here is innocent. He really misses Opie.
Well, just the same, Floyd, I'm going to mosey on over and do a little police work.
Right behind you, Andy.
Find a thing.
While Andy and Barney search the barbershop above, Floyd and Opie are down below in Floyd's secret love dungeon.
Opie, why, they'll never find you.
Let me go, Floyd.
Fill your tank. I can't get through a week without you.
Floyd, please let me go. I know they're searching for me. I hear them up above.
Opie!
They can't hear you, Opie. Now, put on these leather sailor pants. An elastic turtleneck top. Come on.
Stop molesting me, Floyd.
Upstairs, Andy and Barney continue their search.
Opie!
Hey, look over here, Barney. There's a light coming out from underneath that floorboard. I suspect foul play.
I suspect an old queer and a 6-year-old boy.
Now, Barney, I told you not to use that Q word. Child molester ain't necessarily gay. Come on. Hit me with this floorboard, Barney. Hey, it's open. We're coming, son. Don't worry.
Floyd, put that boy down.
Help me!
Shut up, Obie, please. Hey, I'm innocent over there.
Oh,
You've got nothing on me.
Oh, yeah? Well, we caught you red-handed with this boy.
My lawyer will just say that I'm a hero.
A hero?
I can't believe you. No lawyer is stupid enough to say that. Who's your lawyer?
Dominic Barbara.
Dominic? He's not stupid. I mean, why Jessica Hahn took off all of her clothes and he got most of her money. Listen, Opie, you go on home.
Thanks, Dad, for rescuing me.
Goodbye, Opie.
Yeah, well, Aunt Bee's got chores for you, boy.
You're going to buy some potato chips and get a case of soda, paint the fence, clean the attic, bathe the dog, wash and wax the car, and pluck the hair out of Aunt Bee's wart.
So long, everybody.
Hey, Opie, where are you going? You're headed the wrong way.
No, I'm not. I'm going back into Floyd's Loft Dungeon.
Oh.
Yeah, compared to you guys, he's a bargain. He's a good kisser. And Ren and Stimpy are on the table.
Andy of Mayberry, 1993.
There you go. Blast from the past.
There you have it.
That's good. When Floyd gets Opie down into the dungeon, puts him in the sailor pants and the turtleneck. That's a turn on. I like that Andy explains to Barney that just because someone's a child molester doesn't mean they're queer.
Andy's the sensitive one.
Yeah. Andy's the smart one.
Surrounded by idiots.
Right. And Aunt B is always out. Aunt B is always out of tampons.
Is she like senile?
Yeah.
I don't think she's so used.
Isn't she a little old? Yeah. And that's the side plot. That's how beautifully structured that bit is. The side plot is Aunt B's period, which takes your mind off of the serious child molestation part of this.
Comic relief.
Yeah. That's the comic relief to take you away from this. See, everything is constructed beautifully. That's
it's like Shakespeare.
That's what I'm trying to say to Chicago and Phoenix and San Diego and some of our newer markets. All of these bits, if you realize, are completely structured in
they're layered in texture.
Yeah. So you have something to laugh at Aunt B while you're really worried about Opie down there in the thing with Floyd. I like how Floyd fools everyone when he says, that he misses Opie.
Well, I would have caught on because of all the things he said about Opie's white thigh.
Right. Well, you're smart.
His curious tongue.
Right.
What was his
searching fingers.
Searching fingers.
Harold Ramis just called. He wants to make a movie out of that. He says he wants to go on the edge.
He wants to do Floyd Saves His Family.
Yeah. Yeah, that bit already grossed more than the Stuart Smalley movie.
I hope he's not upset with us. I really like Harold.
No, he's irreverent. He understands.
If the only projects the guy was ever involved with were Stripes, Ghostbusters, and Groundhog Day, I would think he's a genius.
That's right.
He's great.
Yeah,
Unfortunately,
absolutely.
they're not the only thing.
Well, if they were.
All right, we got to take a break. And that'll be a lesson to anybody who tries to claim our bits.
There you go.
Right after these words, we'll be back. Important music.
Return to the Howard
There's a sense of urgency that we must return to this important program. Robin, before we start the news, on my telephone line is a woman I've been dying to speak to. When I watched the Academy Awards, let me get her on the line. Gretchen, is that you? Gretchen?
Yes.
Hi. When I was watching the Academy Awards...
She doesn't sound real happy.
Hey, it's early in the morning in Los Angeles. Would you be happy? She sounds like she's in a car. You in a car?
Am I in a car? No, I'm actually at the beach.
Oh, wait, I can't wait to talk
out
to you.
there on the old cellular phone, huh?
Mm-hmm. Near the ocean?
All right, so anyway, I'm watching the Academy Awards, and you know how great I think Martin Landau is as an actor. I mean, I think...
You said long before he was even nominated.
Yeah, I mean,
he
that...
should win for Best Supporting Actor.
Yeah, Ed Wood, that was just so cool, and he seems like a pretty cool guy. But anyway, he's a real old guy. He looks like my grandfather.
Yeah.
And my grandfather's in a box.
In fact, They didn't use much makeup for that Bela Lugosi thing, right?
Right. So I'm watching the Academy Awards, and they announced that.
Actually, they used a lot.
So I'm watching the Academy Awards, and every time they shoot Martin Landau, they're shooting this unbelievably attractive woman.
And I thought he had a wonderful man. He brought his daughter with him.
I really thought it was his daughter or his granddaughter. And I'm saying this is an unbelievably attractive woman next to him in a gown and really pretty blonde. Stunning. And I'm saying, God, I'd love
very
to get...
sexy looking.
Yeah, I'd love to get my hands on that piece of ass. So then I'm watching, and then they say the Academy Award goes to Martin Landau. Now, normally a guy gets a peck on the cheek from his daughter or something. He starts making out with this woman.
It was 3-alarm.
Yeah, it was a 3-alarm makeout session. And the guy's like not getting up.
No,
because he's saying,
playing the music.
Well, he's saying to himself, hey, I'm making out here with a young girl. Screw the Academy Award. So then he gets up, you know, and the guy really, I mean, she's completely out of his league, except for the fact that he's famous.
That's right.
And then I'm saying, well, you know, maybe she wants to be an actress or something. Then I find out that, hey, what do you do for a living? You're like a veterinarian?
I have several different things I do.
Yeah,
but one of them's a veterinarian.
She's a veterinarian. And what sport did you major in college?
Do you major in sports?
Well, you know what I mean. What was your big sport?
Basketball.
Yeah. She's a basketball player.
Starting center for Clemson University.
Yeah. I mean, this is a girl
university, too.
Who has money, obviously, so she's not after him. You have money, right?
I have enough.
I mean, a veterinarian makes a lot of money.
Well, see, we're jumping the gun.
Okay,
I don't even know what her relationship is to Martin Landau, except they make out at the Academy Awards.
All right, so anyway, I then assume that this is his girlfriend because, I mean, you guys were tonguing at the Academy Awards, right? Right, Gretchen?
He was going for it.
Yeah.
It was a big event.
Yeah, it looked like tongue was being exchanged. And I'm going like, man, she's tonguing.
I was watching his hands. I was like, my goodness, I can see, you know, the tongue kissing is going on, but his hands are moving.
Yeah, I said, hey, you know,
but
Gretchen...
I disagree, you know, he's not out of my league. He's in a league of his own, I think.
All right, well, wait a second. Where are you right now? You're on the beach?
Yeah.
You're on the beach this time in the morning?
Mm-hmm. I have a little beach house.
Is the sun out?
No, it's really sort of overcast and...
What are you sitting there in, like a bathing suit?
Well, not exactly. It's a little cold this morning.
What are you wearing?
Got silk long underwear, actually.
Really? Silk long underwear?
Yeah, black.
What do you have, like a beach house?
Yeah. Yeah.
And you're a piece of ass.
So are you, Howard.
Really? Well, I guess if you like Martin Landau, you gotta like me. I at least have some like young skin.
Yeah. I was wondering, is that your real hair?
Yeah.
Just like Martin.
Yeah, just like Martin's hair. Yeah. No, that is my real hair. Martin doesn't even have his real hair. In fact, no, he doesn't.
Well, around the sides.
Yeah. So what's the story? How did you meet Martin Landau?
Actually, I was doing a movie. The first movie I ever did, he was in. But I didn't exactly meet him. I was in the movie with him.
What was the movie?
It was kind of on a downside of his career, you know, right before things picked up.
What was the movie?
It's called Women Against Rape.
Sounds real good.
That one.
Who directed Harold Ramis?
It was a hell of a movie. It was like Ed Wood would have been proud of it.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, let me ask you something. Is she his girlfriend? I don't know.
Well, I'm working toward
working
that.
into something. Okay.
So you met each other on the set.
Well,
how many years ago
I
was
talked to him on the set in the movie, but I never really talked to him because, you know, everybody was trying to talk to him because
he's
even
famous.
though it was a downside, he was still famous. And
right, and he's a real good actor.
Right, so everybody was like amazed that he was in this movie.
Right. How old are you? Can I ask?
You can ask. Sure, go ahead and ask.
How old are you?
I'm not going to tell you.
Really? You kind of look like you were about 39, 40.
Oh, geez, really? That's depressing.
30? Is that? No, I figured she was like around, maybe younger.
I thought she was maybe 30.
30. Are you 30?
You're much closer, yeah, you're much closer.
I don't know. Because when you're standing there next to Martin Landau, I said, well, maybe she's 40.
I know. See, I think people think I'm older than I am because of the association.
You looked really spectacular. I don't know if that's because you were sitting next to Martin Landau or just because you're spectacular. I'm sitting there going, I'd like to get a date with her.
Well, you know, I think he's really distinguished looking. Have you ever seen his eyes? He's got the most beautiful eyes.
No, I'm too focused on that bad hair. So anyway, you and the giant glasses.
They don't hire Martin Landau for his eyes.
Yeah.
They do, actually. They're very penetrating.
All right, so you meet him and stuff, and then when do you guys start dating?
About 6 months after that, I talked to him. I came up to him and I said, I was in that movie. I said, wasn't that horrible? You know, and he said, that was the worst movie I ever did. I said, well, that was the first movie I ever did.
I see. And you
so
started
where did you meet him at 6 months later?
I think it was 2020, this club.
Oh, yeah? He hangs out at clubs, huh?
Mm-mm. No, actually, it's kind of unusual that he was at a club, and I never go to clubs, really.
So
but, my friend pulled me along to this club. It was really kind of a tragic story, Howard.
why is that a tragic story?
Well, my bird had died, and I was very depressed.
That was Robin.
Yeah, I can bet. And so everybody at the party, didn't even want to go to this thing. And
So you're out celebrating your bird's death.
And what were you wearing? Were you wearing like a
my
little...
friend insisted I go out because I was...
Hey, and you're real good. I mean, I was noticing your chest at the Academy Awards. Like you were wearing like a gown.
Yeah, but it was very form.
It was very form-fitting and shiny.
Mm-hmm. It was one of those Fred Heyman. It was real nice, yeah.
What are you, a C? Or you're a D cup, I guess.
No, more like a C.
What are you, about 38, 24, 36?
Probably about 36, 25, 35.
Mama Lucian. Oh, baby. You don't need to be with an old
do you
man.
play basketball?
I sure do, honey.
Do you really?
I sure do.
Really?
I'd like to play nude ball with you.
You would.
You and Martin don't play basketball.
Well,
Yeah, actually, he has a little bit.
I strip down to my jock strap, and you can just get into a jogging bra, and we go. And we play.
You guard her clothes.
Yeah, I guard you to the point that you couldn't even walk.
We could, we could play a little one-on-one.
Damn right, baby. You bend over, I'll give you a three-pointer. Can you hit a three-pointer?
I can hit anything, yeah.
Oh, you are sexy.
Actually, I wrote a script about basketball.
Well, I'm looking to produce a script, so...
Are you really?
Yeah, I would like
He
to
has
have
a production company.
It's called Howard Stern Productions. I would like to read this script with you and talk to you about it.
All right, I think we should do that, Howard. I'd like to audition you for a part in the movie.
Good. How soon can you fly in here to take a meeting with me? A private meeting where I can discuss the script with you.
Behind closed doors.
Behind closed doors.
Because you don't want anybody to know.
Yeah.
Right. I think we could arrange that.
Good. I need that.
Yeah, see, I was going to have Bryant Gumbel, but I think you'd be better.
Yeah, I'm better than... I'd like to do a massage scene. Is that in the movie? What do I play in the movie?
I think you would play yourself.
Oh, I would. And what do I do to you in the movie?
I think you would interview the coach and I. See, it's about women's basketball.
I see. And then what are you wearing? And then, do we get romantic?
Well, that's we'd have to write the script, Howard.
Oh, it's not written.
I haven't written. No, it's totally written, but I haven't written it with you in mind.
Yeah, you have to rewrite the part.
Yeah, I have to rewrite your part.
Why are we talking to her today?
Okay. Well, we're talking to her because I just can't believe she was making out with Martin Landau.
I mean, how did we wind up getting her on the phone? I don't know how this happened.
Well, see, a lot of people told me that Howard, said really nice things after every award. He would say something, different award ceremonies. He'd say something really nice. And I said, oh, that's really cool. Howard's a very perceptive guy.
So she called us, and Gary quizzed her and stuff, and we're pretty sure she's Martin Landau's girlfriend.
Pretty sure.
Yeah,
I'm his best friend.
Right. Yeah,
You're not his girlfriend?
Well, I have been his girlfriend in the past, but...
So tell me something. You meet at the club, and you're dressed to kill, I guess. And then you two become lovers?
Yeah, we were...
And you were turned on...
Like the first night?
Oh, no.
Oh.
Robert, what do you think?
The only thing I can figure out is, even though she's a veterinarian and has money and stuff, she's desperately trying to get something going in show business, and that's why she's hanging around with Martin Landau.
No,
that's what I think.
Don't you think that if I were really just doing that I would try to hook on to somebody a little bit, that I wouldn't have to go through 3 Academy nominations?
Yeah, but it's hard to get, those kind of guys who have, it's hard to get a Kevin Costner.
Available,
yeah. So you go with who's around.
Somebody called and said that...
Couldn't I just maybe think he's a really cool person?
No. His hair looks like a huge Brillo pad. He's an old guy. He's like...
You almost knocked it off.
You know what? I often try to think, I'm 41, right? Could I make love to a 70-year-old woman?
Uh-huh.
And there's just no way. I mean, there's just no way I can physically...
Audrey Hepburn?
I'm going to dump my wife when she hits... I mean, I can't make love to a 71-year-old woman.
You're not dumping your wife.
I'm going to have to. I've told her that. When she hits 71, I'm leaving her. What?
Ironically enough, I think you love your wife.
That's why he's not dumping her.
Well, at 71, she's out the door.
What are you going to do if
she's going to take everything?
What are you going to do if...
Well, let her take everything. I'm not making love to her at 71.
You're going to be 71, too. Old crow.
Yeah, but I can get girls like Gretchen.
But what will you do if you're 71 and you're, incontinent? Then Alice is going to take care of you.
No, Gretchen is going to change my diapers.
Since I'm a veterinarian, I'll just...
You know what you do, Gary? You'll cut the brake wires on my wife's car.
Somebody called us and said the club that Gretchen's talking about, where she met Martin, is a very, very classy gentleman's club.
Right.
What do you mean gentleman's club? A strip club?
No, it's not a strip club.
It's not.
Oh.
No.
Yeah, this is somebody yanking your chain.
Yeah.
All right, so anyway, when Martin sees you, his eyes pop out of his head because you're really hot. I mean, I mean, you're really something.
Well,
I'd like to do a makeout session with you. You know what? You know what? Why don't you come in here?
No.
And
what do you mean when you say come
I'll
in?
dress up like Martin Landau, and we'll reenact the Academy Award scene. Robin will announce that I've just won. So were you a stripper at all?
Oh, of course not. Do you think I need to do that?
No, baby. I mean, no, Gretchen. So you meet Martin Landau and you start dating the guy, and like, do all your friends say, "Hey, he's kind of like your grandfather"?
Actually, at the time, it was really a low point in his career, and everybody said, "What are you hanging out for him?"
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. So,
cool it on the language, Gretchen.
Oh, sorry, Robin. You never said anything like that in your life.
And it doesn't disturb you making love to an older guy like that?
Making love to a jerk, how's that? It disturbs me. That's what
I see.
disturbs me.
Well, then you wouldn't want to be with me.
Really?
Well, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Did you two ever, like, shower together and stuff like that?
Yeah, did you really? You shower together?
Well, what do you do when you're with somebody?
I guess
do
you
all
do.
sorts of things, don't you?
Yeah, you want to be clean.
Yeah, you got to be clean. I'm a very hygienic person.
Does she have the wig on in the shower?
He doesn't even get that wet, too.
Does he?
You bet your hair is real, right?
Yeah.
Okay. You sure? That's not too bad.
I'm telling you, it's real. I don't lie.
All right.
And you let him do everything to you?
Oh,
everything, Howard, and more.
Really?
You have no idea.
Is he wild?
Oh, God.
Why not? So,
congratulations on your book, Robin.
Thank you. Thank you. I wrote it.
And by the way, Jackie
Anyway.
gave a wonderful play reading.
Yes, he did. He'll be doing some more, I think.
Yeah, in fact, we have a whole thing going on. Jackie's going to be reading from your book. We worked this out yesterday, and a couple of guest people will be coming in to read from your book.
You're kidding.
Yeah, Kenneth Keith and Elephant Boy.
Oh, dear.
Yeah, it's going to be really good.
Oh, I can't wait.
So, Jackie, would you read from my play?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you would?
Oh, yeah. I'm going to read from your play.
Okay.
And so you know what was really funny on the Academy Awards? You were like clutching the Academy Award, and like you were like pushing your head into every shot. Come on, you were holding the Academy
almost
Award.
in Martin's seat.
Yeah. You were there for the publicity.
No.
Come on.
I've been there for 5 years.
All right.
How was I going to know?
That's true. So sex with a 70-year-old guy has got to be Mission Impossible. Did he always keep his hair on when he was with you?
Yeah, do you always keep yours on?
What?
You always keep yours on? I'm not positive.
Well, come here and find out.
Well, you should invite me.
You're invited.
Really?
Yeah.
Can you fly me in?
Can I tie you to a chair and...
Well, we'll discuss the script.
Can I tie you to a chair and take a scissor and cut off your clothes?
We'll see if that works into the film.
All right.
So Martin's like a young man. He doesn't have any problems there.
All right.
No.
No problem delivering the goods, huh?
Oh, no. No, pretty
So
much.
what happened to the relationship? You say you're just best friends now.
Well, the thing is, I'm younger than most Howard thinks I am.
Right. You're what? I'd say you're probably about 29.
And,
no, you know what it was? When you were sitting next to him, I go, she looks like she's 29, but she can't be
We put
that
your
young.
age up because we couldn't imagine him dating a 25-year-old, I suppose.
How old are you about? About?
You're almost exactly what you just said.
30, I'd say.
Well, you just said
25.
29.
Yeah.
29.
29 or 30, I'd say.
So anyway.
That's so young.
Thank you.
And how old is he, 70?
She's built for a young man. Believe me, she's built for a young man.
How old is Martin?
70.
He's younger than you said.
65?
You're closer.
Yeah. Although Entertainment Tonight has him listed at 43.
Everybody's 43.
Really?
No, I'm just kidding.
Shows you what they know.
Yeah, no, I was even going to try and get him to play my father in my movie. In fact,
I know. I knew that.
Yeah.
Actually, we'll have to discuss that, too. But there's no script, Howard. He's got to read something.
yeah, well, there's one being worked
Oh,
on.
now he's getting picky.
Yeah, now he's picky all
A
of a sudden.
minute ago he was in, what was that movie?
Rape Against Women.
No, well, he did Tucker and Crimes and Misdemeanors since then.
Right. Well, anyway, I just wanted to know what the story was there, and I guess it's sort of vague. I mean, and then all of a sudden, like, what'd you do? You broke it off? And
No, because I'd still like to have children. He already has children my age.
Right.
So he and I
Yeah,
both...
he used to be married to Barbara Bain, who was a piece of ass, but then when the change of life hit her, he dumped out on her, and I guess he dumped
did
her.
what you're threatening to do.
Yeah.
Actually, they were married a very long time.
Yeah, and then she didn't look so good.
What?
So you slept with him for a real long time, then you just said, hey, this guy's too old for me, and now I'm just going to be his friend?
you know, he doesn't want to have children. He thinks I should have children.
Right.
So we both decided that I should probably find somebody to have children with.
That would be me then.
Well, maybe, Howard, but you're married.
Yeah, well.
I think you love your wife, too.
I love her, but I love you, too.
In spite of yourself.
I'm capable of loving a lot of different women.
Well, see, Howard, I wouldn't be able to be with a man like that.
Yeah, well, we'll see. If you're able to be with a 70-year-old guy, you're able to be with a man like me.
Well, what's the deal? Are you and Martin still?
Well, you know, a woman's got to have a little mystery, Robin.
Looks like Martin can come over and pretty much do what he wants to her, and then...
Because, man, he didn't look like he hadn't been with you in a long time.
Yeah.
He clutched you after that, his name was announced.
Looked like he was having a baby with you right at the Academy Awards.
He changed his mind.
That was a hell of a makeout scene, wasn't it? And you were loving it because you were on camera a long time.
I was loving it because he won. He did. He made
he deserved it.
Something he wanted to do his entire life. Isn't it great to be able to do something you wanted your entire life?
Does he have the key to your beach house?
Oh, yeah.
Hey, you got a great voice. You ever get it on with girls?
No. But maybe for you, Howard, you know.
Did he get it on with you that night after the Academy Awards? You had to give him something. I mean, the guy was completely charged up.
He didn't need anything after he had that.
Did he go to the beach house with you afterwards?
No.
Where'd you guys go?
Well, we were out all night long at those parties.
Yeah, and then you what? And then you flopped down on the bed.
It was the morning by the time we got home.
And then you made love?
Well, Howard, a woman's got to have some mystery.
Well, you got a great
I'd like
voice.
you to just sort of imagine it on your own, what you think happened.
Come down here. I need to discuss your script.
I think you do.
Yeah.
You really do.
Yeah, I would like to take a look at it on production on several things. The Sam Kinison movie, other movies.
Well, the reader at William Morris gave it one of the best
I've already been
evaluations that it's ever gotten.
Yeah, and I'm thinking of letting Howard Ramis direct it, so you let me see it.
I think Ron Shelton should direct it, actually.
We're looking at Ron. We'll look at a couple of different people.
Well, he's a great, sports director. It says the story's impeccably structured.
Yeah, let me take a look at it. All right, you arrange a meeting
Nobody
with
knows structure like Howard.
Yeah, if you heard my Andy and Mayberry bit, you heard the structure of that. Subplot, plot, whole thing going on there. I was executive producer on that. So there you go, right?
Is that right?
Layer upon layer upon.
Right.
I had no idea you had all these credits.
Yeah, I'm not just a stupid disc jockey. I'm only a stupid disc jockey for 4 hours a day. All right, my darling Gretchen.
Well, it's a pleasure to talk to you. Thank you for calling.
Yeah, thanks for filling us in on your very unusual relationship with a very much older man.
Well, when you get the script, you should, let him read it.
Is he the oldest guy you ever dated?
Oh, yeah. Of course. Yeah.
Tell Marty to call in sometime.
Yeah, by the way, Martin says hi.
Okay. Is he there?
Oh, no, he's not here right now, but I really like your honesty, by the way, Howard.
Hey, do
a
me
lot
a
of
favor.
people give you a hard time.
Let's have some fun.
Okay.
There's nobody around out there, right?
No.
Why don't you just slide your pants off?
Oh, maybe they're already off.
Are they really?
They could be.
What are you wearing on top?
Well, now, that's for you to think of.
A silk chemise?
Yeah, it's silk. I told you it was silk. Black silk.
No bra?
No.
No panties?
Oh, no.
Your legs are exposed? All right, I'll see you later.
All right, you take care.
Take care, Gretchen.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
That's Gretchen, supposedly. I don't even know if it's really Gretchen.
What did you do to check?
It could be a Gretchen imposter.
No, they asked me some questions.
Yeah, I know. You seem to be pretty... She seems to be pretty up on who Gretchen is.
Okay.
Mail me the sand you're sitting in.
I'll mail you the script.
Okay.
And
well, don't mail me the
read
script.
it, you give me an
No,
evaluation.
I would like to meet with you in person about the script. I don't want to read it on my own. I can't take unsolicited material.
You have to be reading it with her sitting next to you.
Yeah. I need to sit next to you and read it.
Well, okay, you can come to the beach house.
With my hand up your dress.
How's that, Howard? Come to the beach house.
No, I don't know if I can get there, but you get over here.
Well, you have to invite me.
You're invited. All right. I really do want to read it with you.
Okay.
All right.
We'll
I
have
have a couch in my office. We can look at it on there.
Jackie can read it aloud.
Yeah. He's not going to be in the office. He's busy. All right. Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye, Gretchen.
Bye, Howard.
Hey, Gretchen, what's your last name?
Becker.
Cool.
Like Boris,
Yeah. What are you, German?
Yeah.
Excellent.
German and Sicilian. Think about that.
Gretchen Becker. I love that.
Becker.
Oh, Becker. I thought you said Pecker. I'm sorry. All right. I'll see you.
Bye.
Bye. Gretchen Becker.
Well.
She didn't say Pecker? I could have sworn she did.
It was Becker like the tennis player,
I gotcha.
she said.
She was a real piece of ass. I'm watching her making out with Martin Landau. I'm going, what's the story?
So funny.
Yeah. What's the story there? How's that happen? I figured like she didn't have a job or anything. She's a veterinarian.
Now she says they're best friends.
Howard, for a second, did you think that maybe he was just so excited he forgot himself and started kissing his own daughter?
No, I thought, yeah, like, oh, you're so beautiful, honey.
I never
even look at my daughter.
His date.
Well, I don't know. At one point, I thought he just grabbed a stranger sitting next to him and started making out with her.
It did look very bizarre. I've never seen anybody do that at the Academy Awards.
Yeah. I mean, you don't usually, like, if people are, like, are married or something, they give each other, like, a big wet kiss.
Right.
This was, like, a kiss, and then, like, then he started kissing some more.
I mean, then he went down her neck.
Yeah. It was like, and then it was like, Martin Landau. Martin Landau, you won. Come up and, you know.
You're running out of time.
I'm making out with a young girl. That would have been funny if it was his daughter and then he got arrested after the Academy Awards.
Drag him out.
Drag him out. I got carried away. She looked so much like my wife when she was young.
You can't blame me. It was temporary insanity.
Yeah, it happened. It happens. All right, I got to take a break and we got to do some news right after these words.
We're back with the Howard Stern Show.
All right. There I am. I'm back. Who's this?
Leslie.
Boy, he sounds good. That's from the new album, Leslie West?
No, a couple albums back.
I see. Very sexy. I could really give it to you good playing that, Robin.
Excuse me?
If I had that on in the background, I could really nail you. I'd do a little dance for you, and then I'd give it to you.
Sure.
Because you had a rough life. You had a rough childhood.
And that's going to help?
It's going to make you easier. You're looking for someone to take over.
You don't know what I'm looking for.
Oh, I know exactly what you need.
Brother.
I know what you need. You are so...
You may think you know what I need.
I didn't realize.
I scare you to death, you.
When I read your book, I realized what you need.
I scare you to death with my desires.
You need vitamin H. Vitamin Howie.
I don't even think you have enough vitamins to fit the bill.
Well, maybe not now. I was with myself 2 nights in a row. But I could store up, and then I'd have enough vitamin H. Anyway, Robin, let's get to the news. There's obviously some things that you want to bring out on the show so people will feel informed.
That's right, Howard. We have a situation going on in Pomona, California. They found a 12-year-old San Jose girl and the 51-year-old man she ran off with 2 weeks ago. Tran and Vo met this guy, Kent Philip Pico, or Fico, over the telephone.
It's weird. Martin Landau has a 29-year-old girlfriend.
He was arrested outside of the motel where they'd been staying since leaving the San Jose, Oakland area. Fico says the girl told him in several telephone calls that she was being beaten at home, so he decided to protect her.
Fico.
Here he is.
It's like fecal matter.
It should be number 6 and number 7 there. Is
Fico.
The Kevin Fico.
6 and 7?
Yes.
Fico. I would change my name if my last name was Fecal. It does sound like fecal matter. Fecal. Fecal. Where's that word come from? Fecal. Like fecal. Like duty is fecal.
Yes.
Fecal matter.
Yes.
That's supposed to make it better, like.
Make it a nice name.
Yeah. Like bowel movement. Fecal. His whole life, Fecal. Hey, Fecal. So what are they accusing him of? Kidnapping?
Well, doesn't it sound like a kidnapping? You got a 12-year-old girl, a 51-year-old guy. They don't tell anybody where they're going, and there's no permission involved, and they're in a hotel room somewhere.
So how come Shoshana Lonstein's parents didn't accuse Jerry Seinfeld of kidnapping?
They seem to agree. There was permission granted there.
All right.
It's a friendship that's kind of odd. We're the oddest couple around, I guess. Not only ethnically, but age-wise.
Good guy.
And here he says, hey, come on, guys, nothing happened.
She's unharmed. She's not been sexually molested or used or anything like that.
So he's basically saying he was trying to protect her, but wouldn't a 51-year-old guy know the proper thing to do?
Like go to the police?
Like call the authorities, have an investigation, have the girl removed from our home, and be put under supervision. You don't just grab her and go running off to a hotel in Pomona.
Sir, what is it you want? I'd like a room for me and my 12-year-old friend here. What is your last name? Smith. No, everyone here says, what is your, let me show me your driver's license. All right, my name is Fecal.
Okay, you broke me down.
All right, my name is Fecal. And this young lady and I need a room. Well, all right, Mr. Fecal. What's his first name?
Kent.
Kent Fecal. Kent Fecal, would you? Fecal. I should change my last name to Fecal. That'll be a pretty catchy name. What is that guy's name on the radio? Turd?
Yeah, there's a guy with
there's
mango.
a turd, so my man should be Fecal. Fecal. All right, very good.
In Pennsylvania, they are looking for the remains of a murdered infant. Jackie, contain yourself. Police say the newborn was killed by its father. They say Paul Corvin has confessed to fathering the baby by his 15-year-old daughter and killing it and burying the newborn under the front porch.
So he got his daughter pregnant.
Yeah, she says that the first time it happened, she was 12. And she had the baby over the toilet, and then the father just went out immediately and buried it.
So how did he get caught this time? I don't understand.
What happened was that Corvin's daughter, who's now 39, told police in Boynton Beach, Florida, the same thing happened 3 years earlier. Over the weekend, investigators found the skeleton of a baby at the Florida home where the family once lived.
I see.
So then she said, well, that happened a while back, and she started talking, and then they started looking for these remains. The father has now admitted.
How many ashes on Ash Wednesday would he need to get into heaven this time?
I think you have to dip his whole body. Roll him in the
Just set himself on fire.
Yeah. Maybe he should be the ash. That's true.
Maybe we should change his name to Fecal.
The police say he didn't appear to be remorseful.
Wasn't upset about it? When did you...
What?
Oh, never mind.
What?
No. All right, strike that. Strike it. Continue.
We have a new serial killer, it seems.
Maybe it'll be Jerry Lewis. That would be a good story.
No. It is
Wouldn't that
not.
be great? And his name is Jerry Lewis. While starring on Broadway, they found 17 people buried in his backyard. It happens. But unfortunately, that's not the story.
This it's a trucker named Sean Goebel. And he's been admitting to murdering people for the last week or so. On Monday, he admitted to a third killing. And he's attracted the attention of legions of police, obviously, because he was driving his truck up and down the interstates. He had many opportunities in many different states to commit murder. He's in North Carolina in jail, but Tennessee officials also want him. There'll be a hearing today on who gets immediate custody. He was charged late Monday with first-degree murder in the slayings of an unidentified woman whose body was found on February 19th off Interstate 40. He has told the police that through his actions, her death resulted. And they do have physical evidence to try to match up to make sure he is the culprit. Right now he's being held until they decide where he's going next. Some victims were known or suspected prostitutes and were smothered or strangled.
You should do like O.J., not admit anything. You can get off. Doesn't matter how much physical evidence there is.
But he seems to be one of those guys who he was dealing with an obsession and he just needed to be stopped. Over the past decade, dozens of women's bodies have turned up along interstates. So they're thinking that maybe they've got the guy who's responsible. Authorities say unsolved killings fitting the pattern of those in which Goebel has been involved have occurred in Georgia, Indiana, Kentucky, Missouri, North Carolina, Ohio, Tennessee, and Virginia.
Busy beaver.
So far he's admitted to 3.
Harold Ramis was called. He wants to know if you can option that guy's story.
His undoing came after Virginia authorities found a plastic bag near the scene of a crime. The bag had fingerprints on it and allowed authorities to trace the murder to him.
He's got an idea for a sequel called Stewart Goes on a Murdering Spree and confesses.
A search of his mobile home turned up pornographic magazines, women's undergarments, and women's shoes.
All right, let's take a break.
So there you have it.
That's pleasant. Let's take a break, and then we'll come back and do the rest of the news.
We'll be back with the Howard Stern Show. Don't go away. 97.1 The Eagle. We're back with the Howard Stern Show. Here's Howard.
I was just reading this guy's column about me, some Spanish guy or something.
Mm-hmm. What does he say?
He says that, first of all, me making fun of, the guy never heard the radio show. He says, Howard Stern making fun of Spanish people is no way to win over people here in Texas. Like I'm there to win over people. I'm not there to win anybody over. I'm not running for office.
Everybody else is in some kind of popularity contest.
On April 10th, a half-dozen speeches lambasting Stern were delivered from the floor of the Texas Senate. Governor George W. Bush even joined the chorus, calling Tejano music a welcome part of our culture. So because I said I don't like Tejano music, now even the governor has to come out. I must be the most important man in the country.
I was going to say, does that mean Tejano music can no longer be played?
Yeah, because I don't like it.
What are you, King Howard?
Governor George W. Bush, who's obviously following in his father's footsteps, dealing with inane issues.
Yeah, not knowing what to focus his attention on.
Yeah. I must be emperor of the USA. In a move which reflected the sentiments of many irate Texans, Justice of the Peace Eloy Cano of Harlingen even issued a misdemeanor warrant for Stern on disorderly conduct charges. I doubt it could stick. This is a columnist writing. I doubt it could stick. Of course it could stick. But it's an understandable reaction. Oh. Yeah, for a guy who's appointed a judge.
You know what? We might as well turn out the lights.
Yeah. Fortunately, Stern's radio program isn't carried here in Austin, so I've never heard him on that medium.
But that doesn't stop me from having an opinion.
Right. But I've seen his TV show, and I've watched interviews with him on other people's programs. So of course, you see me in programs where I wasn't commenting on any music or Selena. He still has not heard what I've said. I once watched in amazement as Tom Snyder patiently endured Stern's obnoxious replies to Snyder's questions. Quite frankly, I thought Snyder was the obnoxious one.
Better of opinions.
The few times that I've been able to stomach Stern's TV show, so he's watched me and Snyder, he's watched the TV show only a few times because he can stomach it. If you can't stomach something, why would you watch it for more than 3 minutes?
He's forcing himself. He's trying to see if he has built up a tolerance.
The few times that I've been able to stomach Stern's TV show, he turned every conversation with his guests into a filthy, prying interrogation about their personal anatomy or their sexual habits. Watching or listening to Stern's talk show is like eavesdropping on an obscene phone call. But somehow Stern gets away with it, saying things on the airwaves that he'd be arrested for on the phone. What knowledge of the law does this guy have? This guy's name is Jack Chambers.
He's not a legislator, is he?
He's a statewide syndicated columnist who has absolutely no understanding of the laws of this country. He's a frequent TV commentator and a radio talk show host on KIXL AM in Austin. Sounds like a guy who's just extremely jealous of me. I have personally experienced the disturbing impact of Stern on his deviant disciples. Last fall, I was selected to be Mr. Right, the reoccurring conservative commentator for the nationally syndicated late-night TV talk show Last Call, which was recently canceled. During several of my appearances on the show, I was flabbergasted by the frequent vulgarities flung into the conversation by fellow panelist Stuttering John Melendez, who serves as Stern's sidekick on the radio show. No, that was just a show where John was imitating me and doing a bad job of it. But what does that got to do with me and Tejano music and Selena? This guy's clearly whacked.
All over the place.
Yeah, all over the place. The Justice of the Peace, it was absolutely understandable that he would abuse his position and just start issuing warrants.
Doesn't even think about the fact that this guy's got a real job, where he affects people. And
Guy issued a warrant.
Signs warrant.
For something he heard about that was said on the radio. And he doesn't even know what was said.
And that you could be arrested, and all you were doing was exercising your rights as a citizen.
Right. But nothing will be done to that judge.
Did you ever call the Justice Department?
No, you probably should. Every time I go to do it, I'm like, we're into something else, so I never get to it. Because I just know they're going to blow me off anyway.
Well, that's a nice attitude to have.
Yeah, well, everyone blows me off.
Maybe this would be different.
I think everyone's just leaping at the chance for some sort of national buzz, so that so they can get into some newspaper article or something.
Because obviously nothing else is wrong in Texas.
Yeah. Governor George W. Bush, really on top of things. They had a real good governor in Texas. They voted her out. I guess they got tired of her or something, but she was pretty good. I'm sorry I didn't campaign harder for her, on the air here.
Richard.
Yeah, I just didn't realize there was an election going on down there. George W. Bush following in his father's footsteps, concentrating on important issues like Tejano music, kowtowing to whoever's there. No surprises there. His dad was pretty impressive with the abortion issue, flip-flopping all over the place. Playing up to the religious right. No agenda for the country. Another Bush. You know what Bush means? It's a slang expression for private parts.
Female private parts.
Exactly. Anyway, what else is in the news?
Well, of course, the O.J. Simpson trial is continuing. Yesterday, the prosecution getting in some points with Dennis Fung. They found some videotape of their own, Howard, that shows that Detective Van Adder handing off the envelope containing O.J.'s blood specimen to the criminalist. Last week in cross-examination, Barry Scheck tried to imply that Van Adder had not given that blood to Dennis Fung when he said he did, and that's how they had the opportunity to place O.J.'s blood in other places, for this conspiracy theory that the defense is working on.
Yeah. That's exactly the black man. He's the Eldridge Cleaver of our times. O.J. Simpson was a secret black nationalist who was going to get rid of all the white people so the cops had to frame him. That's what they planned this whole elaborate scam. Man, it's so guilty, it's disgusting.
So anyway, there was an effort, and a good one, to resurrect some of his credibility with the jury. And here is a bit of Dennis Fung's testimony from yesterday. I don't know exactly what he'll be talking about, but I always find him so fascinating.
It's like an engineer who says, I built a bridge, or a businessman who says, I wrote a report, when he may actually have many other people working under him, helping him finish his job.
That was in response to all of the allegations that he was lying when he said he had collected all of these samples. He's now saying, look, I take credit for a lot of things I don't do personally. It's much like a guy who builds a bridge. He says, yes, that's my bridge over there. It doesn't mean he put every brick in place or poured the cement. He had other people to do that.
I mean, it's like a guy who's there as the supervisor. He's got a woman scraping some of the blood, and he's scraping some of the blood, so he just says, hey, I scraped a lot of the blood.
No, he said, I scraped it all.
Yeah. And then he goes back and says, well, yeah, I guess she did one or two, but I don't know. Who cares? I mean, it's just like, you realize how many people...
It's a matter of whether the jury, when they're in deliberation, if they will consider his testimony or not.
Yeah.
If they assume that he is lying, then they'll just throw out everything he says.
You realize how many people have to be in on this conspiracy in order for it to all work?
The entire LAPD.
The entire LAPD had to be anti-O.J. Simpson. You think this guy Fung is... I think this guy Fung's just trying to get through life.
Like, all the departments were called and said, look, it's get O.J. time.
Look, we got to get this guy subversive. He's one of these black guys who's just, he's
in a secret organization.
Yeah, what do you think they get Reverend Al Sharpton before they get him?
Not only would they all have had to be in it from the beginning, but that means not one of them would crack and say, all right, enough of this.
We have to come clean.
We'll come and clean.
One
guy out of the Everman.
Right. Yeah, it's pretty wild.
And here is Barry Scheck and Judge Ito. Barry Scheck, of course, is a New York lawyer who has been doing the DNA cross-examination of Dennis Fung. He is the DNA expert on the defense team. Well, he ran into a little trouble.
This is good.
With Judge Ito yesterday. The judge wanted to get going on the trial. He's, again, bowing to the criticism he sees about himself in the press, which says he's losing control and not moving this trial along. So now, and he'll lapse again.
Yeah.
It'll start slowing down again. As soon as people say, oh, he's got it under control, and they stop criticizing him, he'll fall apart again. But when he gets this criticism, he does respond. So here he is getting Scheck in line.
Could I just have this alternative marked, and I'd just like to make this record, Your Honor?
No.
It won't take very long. It'll take a few minutes. Your Honor, I think that I was...
Mr. Scheck, I'm going to say for the fourth time, no. Sit down. All right?
So now you know what it is. This is the same judge who allowed the defense to open up with a 2-day opening statement. The same judge who allowed this guy Fung to be on the stand for 7 days.
9
days.
Yes.
The same judge who allowed this...
Van Adder was on for 8.
Yeah, but he's even had guys on for 2 days who just, saw a dog walking around.
Rosa Lopez, wasn't she on the stand for 11 days?
Yeah, sometimes, a woman who was not even clear on what... every one of the questions they could have asked her could have been done inside of maybe 20 minutes.
And a lot of experts are saying Barry Scheck let his ego run away with him, and he indulged in cross-examination far too long. And
by a judge allowing that, you got to understand something. The judge is the referee. He's actually making it seem like all of these non-issues that Scheck is bringing up are actually important because he's allowing it into the court over and over and over again. And by allowing that, you make it seem like the defense has a case.
But not only that, this trial is 4 months old now or something.
Yeah.
And the testimony is mounting, that transcript that the jury is going to have to wade through in order to figure out what happened over the last several months is getting thicker and thicker.
And all that time gives it credibility. The judge knows what's credible and what isn't. In fact, every expert now, every DNA expert saying none of this has anything to do with anything. In fact, if O.J. Simpson's DNA is there, that's it. It's done. That's what they call proof. The burden of proof is on the prosecution, and that's, they've more than...
That's indisputable proof.
It's indisputable.
His blood, it's there.
Yeah.
And their blood is where it shouldn't be.
Yeah, and his blood is in too many
victims.
his blood is in too many damn places, and the victim's blood is in too many places. So anyway, all right, anyway, you know what, I don't know about you, but I'm hardly watching it anymore, are you?
I still watch the theatrics. Yeah,
I know.
Like the Barry Scheck, Judge Ito confrontation I thought was interesting. And Robert Shapiro had to stand up in court and offer an apology.
Yeah, to Chinese people.
Because he was running around with fortune cookies last week, calling them fortune cookies from the Hang Fung restaurant.
I'm sorry.
I was more contrite than that.
All right. Let's play Jackie's apology first to his wife for going to the Jessica Hahn bathtub incident. Where me and Jackie...
I apologize to my wife, Nancy, for the Jessica Hahn.
For me and Jackie being in the bathtub with Jessica Hahn.
Bathtub incident. It's stupid, and I'll never do anything like that again, and I love you, and I'm very sorry. And I'm very sincere, and please don't make a mockery of this. I'm serious. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to bring the show down. I just wanted to apologize. She's very upset. Thank you. I'm done, Howard.
And let's see. I mean, maybe Shapiro gave a better apology.
See.
I don't know.
Let's evaluate.
This morning I privately apologized to Mr. Dennis Fung for some remarks that I made outside of court. And I want to publicly apologize to him and to all my friends in the Asian American community.
First of all, why would this guy, Judge Ito, allow Robert Shapiro to get up in front of this very busy courtroom and make an apology? Let him make it on TV or off out of the
Certainly
courtroom.
There are plenty of cameras and microphones outside of the court.
Yeah, this is becoming it's a TV set. Why don't we bring in Regis and Kathy Lee? But this guy, there's no time to be making apologies for fortune cookies. That's going to be in the court. That's going to be in the court record. Why don't they let me go on there and do a commercial for Snapple? It's unbelievable. Anyway, let me take a quick break.
All right. Well, wait a minute. One other thing.
Yeah.
Jerry Lewis was talking yesterday, and I suppose somebody came up with a question about the O.J. Simpson case for Jerry.
Oh, really? Jerry knows something about the case?
Here's Jerry Lewis.
I think that 2 people are dead.
Mm-hmm. There you go. That's enough of a statement, isn't it?
And they're ignored. And they don't have a show.
They don't have a show?
I think that's wrong.
They should have a show? The 2 people who are dead should have a show? Is that what he's saying?
Why are you interpreting Jerry before he finishes?
Should we stuff those 2 people and take them on tour? Weekend at Bernie's?
You're just trying to be outrageous.
Right.
I think it's wrong, and I think it's tasteless.
They need a show. Jerry's right.
I think it's money-making. It's money-grubbing.
What is?
I'm ashamed of the media that's doing it. I think I'm doubly ashamed of those that watch it.
I'm triply ashamed by you. Period. That France thinks that we're all Jerry Lewises. That's why France likes Jerry Lewis. He's such a jackass. He's such a jackass that they figure, well, he must be like all Americans.
That's why we have such a bad reputation.
Jerry thinks that they should have a show.
No, what Jerry is saying. I have to interpret Jerry now?
There's a whole country that interprets everything Jerry does. You know what's funny?
What?
Jackie Mason, I was reading on Prodigy, he did one of those chat things.
Oh, yeah?
They asked him about Jerry Lewis.
And what did he say?
He says, I'm just paraphrasing, I don't have the exact words, but he says, I know what I do for a living. I get up on stage, and I tell jokes, and I make people laugh. Says Jerry Lewis, I don't know what he does for a living. What he does belongs in a carnival.
That's funny.
It's the funniest thing I ever read. He's unreal.
Oh, that's great. I want to be at the next party with those who attend.
A carnival.
So anyway, what Jerry, I think, is commenting on is the amount of coverage. They're not paying so much attention to Jerry. They're paying all this attention to O.J.
I see. So what? So
he doesn't like it.
All right. Well, enough said about that. Let me take a break, and we'll be back. We'll wrap up the news, and we'll get the hell out of here.
Let's return to the Howard Stern Show.
Wish Marlon Brando was my dad.
We'll get to that. In Alabama, they say that there was an explosion of an Air Force jet before it crashed last night near Alexander City. Nearby residents saw the jet flying low and heard an explosion as it went down. The crash killed 8 people on board, including Assistant Air Force Secretary Clark Feaster. So we don't know exactly why it exploded before impact, but...
You got to check the black box, Robin. The black box is the most important thing.
It really isn't black,
What, the box?
The boxes, yeah.
Is it not?
Recorders are kept.
Is it not black?
It is. They call it a black box, but they're usually not black.
Yeah.
It's like at TV stations, they say the waiting room is a green room, but
right.
Very rarely.
Oh, is that right? I didn't know that. Those rooms aren't green? It's interesting.
The city fire chief says the wreckage was strewn over a 100-yard area and it couldn't be recognized as a plane.
The black box isn't black. Go figure that one out. Right, Jackie?
Oh, one thing, back to the O.J. case for just a second. They have discovered that Cato Kalin, who testified that he did not have a book deal when he was on the stand, has been working on a book. He has been tape recorded by a writer named Mark Elliott for the book, and they don't have a publisher yet. There was a publisher, but the publisher backed out when they said they wanted half of the proceeds for the book up front or something. So the guy at St. Martin's Press said, I don't think I want to do business that way. I wouldn't buy a house if you wouldn't show me the top floor unless you got some money. So he backed out of that deal. But according to Mark Elliott's lawyer, Leonard Marks, reviewing the tapes against Cato's testimony, his conclusion was that Cato had lied on the stand.
Oh, big deal.
And that he had concealed a tremendous amount of information.
Of course. In fact, they found out in the tapes he admits he's a woman.
Prosecutors have obtained copies of Kalin's taped interviews and are investigating him on the possibility of a number of things.
Yeah, of course. Of course. Yeah, I mean, I never saw a testimony like that.
Yet when you see him on Larry King, he's perfectly articulate.
Yeah, he has no trouble talking there.
Marlon Brando's troubled family has more trouble. His 25-year-old daughter, Cheyenne, was found hanging Easter afternoon in the bedroom of her mother's home in Tahiti at about 4:30.
Marlon Brando ought to be Father of the Year.
The young girl had been depressed, according to friends, ever since the death of her lover at the hands of her half-brother Christian, who is now serving time for that murder. they say the thing that really pushed her over the edge was that she's in a custody battle with the Drolet family. Her dead lover was Dag Drolet, and she's in a custody battle with the parents over her 5-year-old daughter, whose name is Tukey, I think.
Tukey?
Yeah.
That's my nickname for you.
So she, went to the courts to try to get Tukey back.
Tukey?
And
you know what Tukey is? Let's be serious here. How do you name your kid Tukey? Tukey is a nickname for private parts on a woman.
In Tahiti, it's something else, Howard. Have you ever considered that?
Oh, it's a guy's private parts. Big difference. It can't be that different. Tukey. Anyway, this guy, Marlon Brando...
Wait a minute. Let me just finish
and
tell you what happened to her. She had just found out from a judge that he was not giving her back her daughter. The daughter had been taken away because she's had a number of suicide attempts before. She even considered attempting suicide while she was pregnant, and they took the child away because of her depressive state. She felt that she was getting better, so she went to court to fight for custody of her daughter, and when the judge said no, her friends say it made her feel as if she was never going to get better. And so she hanged herself.
Well, I'm going to tell you something. Marlon Brando, I saw him on with Larry King. Nice sound effect, Fred.
Oh, man.
Wow. Anyway.
We hear from the Brando family now.
Been working on that all morning, I guess.
I guess he was ready for that one.
Anyway, what I want to say is that this Marlon Brando, I saw him on TV, he seems to be a very sort of all-over-the-place kind of guy. When Larry King was interviewing him, I don't know what planet he's on.
Larry loved him.
Yeah,
Maybe Larry would have liked to have him for a father.
Who knows what planet Larry's on? I would love to have him as a father, because if I could be halfway normal, I'd inherit all his money. All the other kids are either in jail or depressed or whatever.
Well, they say that Christian could be getting out pretty soon
because
right? of good behavior. But Cheyenne won't see it now.
Well, this Marlon Brando, I don't know. I think what he needed to do in life is pretend that he was a character. Like The Godfather was a better father.
He should have pretended he was a good father.
Right. The only one that suffered was Santino. The other boys did fine. Fredo and the other one.
Well, Fredo didn't do so good. Michael was the only one really who did any good.
Well, that's right.
Don't be the Godfather.
I don't know.
His daughter made bad marriages.
Well, wasn't Marlon Brando, when he was in these marriages, wasn't he always fighting for custody of the kid? Wasn't there bitter battles?
Christian's mother, as a matter of fact, when they broke up, Marlon got custody, and then they'd had, he wouldn't let the mother see the kid, and there was always constant fighting and carrying on. And
it's healthy.
A lot of stuff, yeah.
That's what all these psychologists tell you to do.
He'd go off to make a movie, and he'd find, these Tahitian women, and he'd, marry them, and then he'd come back to Los Angeles, and who knows what was going on.
But it didn't take like 16 years for him to get custody or something? Like it was like a whole battle?
No, not of Christian.
No?
No.
Yes.
It was, Jackie?
That's what it said.
16 years?
16 years.
And Akashi doesn't even recognize Christian when she sees him. She hasn't ever seen him in such a long time.
So, that's got to be... Because all the psychologists tell you that's really good to do if you go through a divorce. Don't let the kids see the other parent. I read that somewhere. Anyway, anything else?
It might have taken 16 years to get legal custody, but he had him the whole time.
Good.
They say he is now in seclusion.
Yep. So am I, by the way.
And a young girl from Westchester made history the other day by being the first girl...
To hang herself.
No. To make football history by scoring a 28-yard field goal in a major college scrimmage. She is on the team at Duke University. Not a girls' team. This is the guys' team. Heather Sue Mercer.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Heather Sue Mercer?
The first woman to make a Division I college football team at Duke University. And the coach said she's earned a spot on the team for next year. She's done very well.
And I bet she's a real looker.
After...
Do they have a picture?
Yes, they do.
Can I see?
Well, you won't. If you looked at page 12 of the Post, you would see her. I don't know if you can tell.
Oh, well, I stand corrected. She's very beautiful.
No, she's actually wearing a football helmet. I can't
There
tell.
she is, number 99. Do you see it?
Yes.
Anyway, after she made the kick, her teammates mobbed her. One of them threw her on his shoulders, and the coach told her how proud he was. So there you have it, a woman
Good for you, Robin.
on the men's football team.
It's one of your women.
Cindy Adams, once again, weighing into the Alphonse D'Amato, Claudia Cohen romance. She's now apologizing for implying that there was a problem in the love affair because Al was not meeting the approval of Claudia's parents. I think it's really sad when 50-year-old people are running around worrying what their parents think. But anyway, now they, both Claudia and Al, say there's no problem with her parents. He plays tennis with her dad, and it's a big love fest over there. The family is very happy to have Alphonse dating their daughter because he makes little Claudia so happy.
There you go.
And finally this morning, a couple of notes.
By the way, you didn't read that Claudia Cohen kicked a field goal. Also.
In Lexington, Kentucky, the University of Kentucky will change its sports logo after receiving numerous complaints that the Wildcat's rolled tongue resembles a penis.
It happens. That's right, OJ.
They've gotten calls from supporters and fans who informed us that they thought the portion of the logo that was the cat's tongue was offensive. We thought it was just a joke initially. That's according to college officials, but after a number of complaints, they decided maybe we ought to change this if it's getting so many people upset. The logo was designed 8 years ago, and the man who designed it called the controversy ridiculous, but they are going to make changes.
Look out!
And in a place called Martinez, California, a man is asking Contra Costa County to pay him $800,000 in damages, saying the county physicians unnecessarily amputated his penis.
I think if you amputate a guy's penis, it's necessary. I can't imagine doing that unnecessary. Why did they amputate his penis?
Well, he came in with a sore on his penis.
Right.
And he was in pain and he had a fever.
That was like me Friday after scores.
The next day, surgeons operated on him to relieve tightness on the skin at the tip of his penis. He returned to the hospital about a month later or a few weeks later, and the surgeons amputated his penis.
Without consulting him?
Sometime after that. The exact date is not specific.
I mean, they just went in and amputated. I mean, he went in and said, hey, my penis hurts, and they amputated.
Well, his attorney is saying if the physicians had given him intravenous antibiotics and a circumcision at the time he initially went for help, they would never have had to amputate the penis. So they're claiming that they treated his penis the wrong way right from the very beginning.
It was an improper treatment of the penis.
And then they took it off.
Understood.
So
wow.
The county is reviewing the request and has not determined whether physicians erred in this particular case.
Could be. Now he's abroad.
Well, he says it is affecting his marriage.
Yeah. I bet. Although I bet you can be a real achiever once you get rid of that penis.
What else is in your way?
Yeah, right. You don't look at girls. Do you still look at girls and stuff, you think?
Do you think if your penis was amputated, it would affect your marriage?
Oh, mine, no. I swear it wouldn't. My wife would be just as happy.
She wouldn't even notice.
Wouldn't care. Wouldn't care. Anyway, who knows? That's a theoretical question. I don't know. Hypothetical question. I don't know. All right. Anyway, anything else, Robin?
That's it, Howard.
That's the kicker. That's a happy story at the end of the news. All right. Listen, Robin's book is on sale. Don't forget about it. It's called Quivers of Life. It's quite good, and I think you should pick up a copy. And also, Robin will be on the Tonight Show. What is the tentative date?
The date is April 27th.
That's right, with Jay Leno. We're all looking forward to that. Jackie the Joke Man Marlowe.
I'll have to find something to wear.
I hope it's a low cut.
What shall I wear on the Tonight Show?
Well, let's think about it. What'd you say? See-through, yes.
Oh, yeah, they let that on television, Jackie.
Imagine you came on with something see-through and everything was seen. I mean, everything. Your vagina, everything.
Must-see TV.
Yeah. You realize the impact that would have? You would be the greatest guest of all time.
The greatest guest never seen. I'd be a big blue dot.
So what? People would tune in. Well, anyway, that will be with Jay Leno on The Tonight Show.
Yeah.
Jackie the Joke Man Marlowe. To order Jackie's Wild Comedy CD or cassette, it is $10 plus $3 shipping and handling. Jokeland special, buy two, get one free. Call 1-800-323-KING. And this Thursday, April 20th, Jackie at Rascals Comedy Club in West Orange, New Jersey. For filthy jokes and Robin excerpts from her book, call 516-922-WINE. Remember, 516-922-WINE is not a pay service. Also, to order a signed copy of Stuttering John CD, call 201-942-OUCH. If you're planning a wedding or party, you need a disc jockey, call Scott the Engineer's Rocket Entertainment at 718-BAG 5040. 5040, that's right. And we'll see you tomorrow.
I'm going to be consistently stupid.
Your Rock 90.